Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, June 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 93. In hour one of today's show, we'll talk LSU baseball transfer portal and the New Orleans Saints as they begin minicamp. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let me go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in. OTB Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. Got a very fun show for you planned today. Got a lot to get to. A bit of baseball transfer portal. We got some Jay Johnson sound on Paul Mainieri taking the job at South Carolina that then transposes into Jay Johnson sound on what would he do if he was contacted about the Texas job. Got a little Olave talk that Taylor found lying around the house. He got some sharks in the Gulf of Mexico talk. I didn't realize how little we know about great whites in many ways. So we'll touch on that. I don't know what the hell Nathan's hot dog is doing. In case you missed it, Joey Chestnut banned from the July 4th hot dog eating contest because he signed a deal with Impossible Beef. I mean, I think this is probably the most self-important and dumbest decision that Major League Eating and Nathan's could arrive at, cutting off its nose to spite its face. We'll get on that. We'll rank our top 10 college quarterbacks entering the new college football season as J.D. Piquel kicked it off on 3, his show Hard Count. Keith Lee, TikTok superstar, is in Louisiana and coming to Baton Rouge. So everybody's giving him suggestions about where he should go eat, where he should go review, LSU football. Hold the Mayo's coming up after he is now, the rise of Mayo continues. He went to walk-ons. He kept it very real with walk-ons. We thought maybe it was going, oh man, what's going to happen here? And it all worked out, as Mayo was FaceTiming with Drew Brees, hanging out with Brandon Landry. I mean, there again continues the rise. So we'll talk to Mayo in the last hour of the show. We got Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day, and whatever the hell else comes up. So as you can see, going to be a very fun show today over the next 3 hours. YouTube.com/1045ESPN. You want to come hang out, you're always welcome there. You come chat, whatever. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a fun time. What's up? How are we feeling today? How's the back, Jake?
It's not great, but you know what? It's okay. T-Bob, my man, sent me some crumble cookies yesterday. Thank you for that. Those were fantastic.
Yeah, it was good chocolate chip.
It made the back feel a little bit better in the moment.
Hell yeah.
So, they were the perfect temperature. They really helped out.
Yeah, you warmed them up in the sun for a little bit.
Yeah, like a real fat kid.
I put the hand me my food option. I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's good.
Try to avoid having them sit outside for too long. But I mean, I guess if any food's to sit outside, cookies aren't the worst.
Chocolate chip cookies probably the best.
Nothing worse than when you drink some milk that's been outside for too long.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No.
Then you'll have an Anchorman situation. Today's Wednesday. You just went through the rundown. I noticed no Flynn.
Well, I don't know. It's I've not heard back from him, so we'll see. But I mean, I didn't text him until this morning, so we'll see. I don't know. Flestrine's just like you just hope for the best and see what happens. We do have, like I said, though, regardless, we got some Shark Talk coming up in hour number 2, so maybe we'll do another one of our spiritual Flestrine hours. It's also when we'll get into Chestnut and the hot dogs and whatnot. Paul Skeens is ridiculous as well. Standing out in St. Louis.
Like, I watched the Pirates game last night.
Yeah.
I'm not a Pirates fan, but I was like, oh, Skeens is pitching? Let me go ahead and tune this game on because he's must watch.
Yeah, he really is. And the pitching ninja had an overlay of his curveball versus fastball, which is about a 20-mile-an-hour difference, 15 to 20. And It's insane in that pretty much like halfway to the plate, they look exactly the same, and then everything changes.
Yeah.
The curveball falls off a cliff, feels like it hits like half a second later, and the fastball just continues on a straight frozen rope and pounds the catcher's mitt with a sound that must be heard to be believed. All right, let's go ahead though and get into a bit of LSU baseball news and get me that Jay Johnson sound from Mike Scarborough. You see the link there at 7:15. Taylor, get that video ready to play. But some big transfer portal news. LSU has landed Indiana State transfer Luis Hernandez to the team. This is he's got really good numbers. He's 6'1", 190, not the biggest guy, but obviously surprising power. As last year at Indiana State, he hit .359 with 23 home runs and 76 ribbies. He had an OPS of 1,114. Dominant year. Now, in 3 years at Indiana State, he has a career average of .315. So this has been a very good hitter for an extended amount of time, a large sample size. He plays first, DH, catcher. He could factor into potentially any of those roles here in LSU, right? Travinsky gone. You're going to be somebody's going to have to step up and take that DH position. If Bear Jones goes, first will be open. And as we discussed, you have you still have Brady Neal, and I know there's other catchers in the roster as well, but you've lost the other big ones, and again Travinsky and Milazzo. Jake, anything on Luis?
No, it's a big get because you needed, like you said, position-wise, but also like you needed some power.
Yeah.
You lose your power. You lose Travinsky and Tommy White, potentially Bear Jones. And so that was probably still going to be Jay's number one goal in the transfer portal is to bring power bats to Baton Rouge. We laid out some of the starting pitching yesterday, and you might add there, but you feel really good about where you stand with Chase Shores and others coming back. But you lost all of your power in your lineup, and if Bear Jones, who has a decision to make, decides to go to the MLB draft, then you lost all of it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So this was priority number one. This is a big get. You could tell people around the baseball world, know what kind of player that LSU is getting. And so it should be a big day for LSU baseball fans. They should be excited about getting a power bat, probably likely to add at least one more as well.
Yeah, so great work there. Another transfer portal news, Sam Dutton is also leaving. It was announced shortly after Paxton Kling yesterday. Again, makes sense. Dutton's played a lot, but never really had the consistent success that I think he would want. Where he'll go, we will see over time. But happy trails to Sam Dutton. So the pulmonary news cycle has continued to develop. One interesting thing that I did not realize, Jake, we knew that he had interviewed for Notre Dame in Miami because plenty of people tell me, oh, you should have known he still had the fire. He was taking interviews. Maybe the fire was to be questioned a bit more than I originally thought because apparently he was offered both of those jobs. He was straight up, according to him at least, he was offered Notre Dame, said no because his health still wasn't where he wanted it to be. Now a couple of surgeries, some physical therapy, rehab, a numbing of the spinal nerves later. He feels great. He says he feels like he's in his 40s, not his 60s. But he was offered Notre Dame, said no because of health. He was offered Miami, said no because kind of like moving to the big city, a lot that goes with it. South Carolina was right in more ways than one for Coach Maneri. And it's funny how it came together. The AD kind of called him and basically started the conversation saying, hey, could you help vet some candidates for me? And then and what feels like some subtle kind of flirting almost was like, well, what are you doing? What do you think about the job? Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, 24 hours later, Paul Maneri is the head coach at South Carolina. And I love this quote from Coach Maneri. He continues to be the most wholesome major coach that I've ever covered in my life, saying, I would hope that most LSU fans wouldn't be disappointed in me. I mean, I didn't leave LSU to go to South Carolina. I've been out of coaching for 3 years. I never thought I'd coach again. I want to work again. And if I want to work, I have to go somewhere else to do it. It's not going to take away from my feelings for a particular place. And he said he would never root against LSU. So as wholesome as the day you met him, love you, Coach Maneri. Best of luck in South Carolina. The only reason I really bring this Maneri stuff up is because Jay Johnson met with the media And Mike Scarborough has some good audio where he's asked about Paul Mainieri, but then asked about the Texas job. It's a longer listen, but let's go ahead and give it a listen.
Paul Mainieri is, I guess, reportedly been taking the South Carolina job. Do you have any sort of thoughts on that or anything of the sort?
Yeah, he called me yesterday, and I was just congratulated him. And if he's earned the right at this time in his life to choose what he wants to do, he's a great coach, Hall of Fame coach, and been very good to me, in my time here. So happy for him, and he's a competitive guy. He's got that fire. He'll put good people around him, smart, and they'll probably be really good. That's probably what will happen. And so, I'm happy for Coach. If that's what he wants to do.
Is it a unique situation to be able to compete against him?
I've never really thought about that because of I've never coached against him, period. So, and I think those kinds of things, I guess they matter. They don't matter as much as everybody thinks they do, because if Paul Skeens is on the mound, I was winning. If Dylan Cruz is in the box, if Tommy White's in the box, and I'm excited because I think those are some key guys. But we haven't had the luxury, and you often don't, and nobody played the 3 freshmen on a daily basis on the back half of the schedule like we did, and I think that's an awesome advantage.
Obviously, you've had been recruiting, but as the Texas job came up and your name was mentioned, have they contacted you in any way, or your agent, and basically with you, is it just like, I'm at LSU, that's what I'm doing?
I have not been contacted, and contractually, if I was to be contacted, Scott Woodward would be the first person that knows, because that's what it says in my contract, and I'm very, very thankful to be here, and very thankful to be here, and excited about where we're headed. It's going to look a little different than maybe I had thought 18 months ago, but that's okay. Like I said, I think I'm built for this job incredibly well, because you're just going to face a lot of bullets coming at you. And as I told you guys, we're not in Omaha, but there was nobody better positioned to help us get through what we did than me, and that's exactly what happened. And I'm not saying it's because of me, but I feel like I'm very well positioned to be or help LSU and the players that commit and stay at LSU to be really successful. And that's where my focus is at.
So I would say this. Obviously, the lack of no, I have no interest in that or something, that's just shrewd business, right? Obviously, Peter Burns actually responded to a tweet that I put out there where he was like, yeah, look, I talked to Tony V yesterday as well, and he kind of tiptoed around it because, these coaches are smart. They're going to use Texas as leverage to get raises or get extensions and everything else. So I don't really care about that angle as much, Jake, because I don't envision Jay Johnson leaving. What is interesting to me is that the first time that you feel like you've maybe heard Coach be a bit defensive there, where that's a man who has heard the critiques, heard some of the kind of fan outrage, and kind of pushing back a little bit, saying, "Oh, okay, well, look at what we just did." Now, it wasn't because of me, but it basically was. Okay, so you better be thankful. Also, what am I weird for wondering what the kind of vision 18 months ago was versus now?
That was the part that caught my attention the most. Was it doesn't look like I thought it would 18 months ago.
Does that mean maybe he thought okay, you've won the Natty now, you're just gonna
Well, 18 months ago that would have been the beginning of last season.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So what I mean, so where's the difference? Maybe not expecting to win a Natty in year 2. I mean, potentially, right? Because that timeline is kind of crazy. Or does he mean maybe he thought after the Natty that you would follow it up and be another super host once again? You're number 1 going into the season. He's talking about the missed expectations there. I'm not entirely sure. But it was interesting. I thought to hear Coach be a little kind of feel a little defensive there, basically saying okay, Y'all think I'm bad? Y'all think I'm not the right man for the job because we didn't host a regional or whatnot? And everybody's bringing up that's my funniest. That's what I think is some of the funniest takes that I've heard, and I'm starting to see it more and more. Are if you take the national championship out, he's like 30 and 30 or whatever. And like, I understand the logic that gets you there, but I think that's incredibly faulty logic. The sentence, if you take the national championship out, is wild to me.
It's ignorant.
That's what I'm saying. Like as
with
soon
you.
as you say that, your point loses, especially in only a 3-year sample size.
T-Bob, you know how I feel, and this is a conversation we have often. It's like the running back had 15 carries for 200 yards, but if you take that 87-yarder out of there, it wasn't as big as you thought. It was only 14 for 113. You take that 87-yard run out. It's like, you don't do that because you can't.
Yeah.
Did you want him to fall down on the way to the end zone? It's the same conversation. We're just taking stuff. If you take, 5 of those Super Bowls away from Tom Brady, I don't know.
He only has 2. If you take away the 5 wins, what is he like? 2 and 5?
Exactly.
2 and 3, maybe.
Like, what? That's not how this works.
Losses to Foles and Eli twice. How
the
good is he?
resume is the resume.
Yeah. So I look. I mean, you know how I feel about Jay Johnson. I'm a firm Jay Johnson supporter, but it just feels like after a beautiful whirlwind relationship with the Tiger fan base through the most incredible national championship run we've ever seen. Year number 3, maybe creating a bit of friction between the two sides. But when or if that Texas job comes open, expect all the big hitters,
all of them,
to get raises and extensions, or one of them to take the job. I'm certain that Mangione will be contacted, certain that Jay
Tony
Johnson
V.
will be contacted, Tony V. Cliff Godwin feels like he's always in one of these conversations, though, again, with his lack of postseason success, that's probably going to take away maybe a bit from him. But, Texas is that what's the other job that recently everybody just kept using for raises? Why am I blanking right now in football? It doesn't matter. You get the point.
Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Texas is going to be the job that a lot of coaches use for leverage to get more money.
Every one of those coaches that we just mentioned, Kevin O'Sullivan from Florida is going to be in that conversation as well. Just like when the LSU job came open, there was guys that were attached to it that ended up getting new contracts.
Yep.
Texas is one of those jobs. It's one of those 5 jobs in college baseball that's going to get you paid. Like LSU is one of those. Florida might be on that list as well. Like, it's not a long list. There's probably 5 out there that are going to get every major coach paid because they're going to be linked to that job.
So we'll continue to monitor it, but a really big pickup in the transfer portal yesterday. LSU landing Indiana State transfer Luis Hernandez. When we get back on OTB, let's talk a little New Orleans Saints. We got some Chris Olave audio from Minicamp. Marshawn Lattimore back at Minicamp yesterday, as well as Alvin Kamara. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com. Go to Community Steel today for all your steel needs. And I don't care if it's purlin, tubing, trim, any steel accessories, full-on steel buildings, roofing, sheet metal. It's all made right there in Gonzales, Louisiana. Okay? So you can actually go see the product, touch it, feel it before you buy it. And because you're working with a local company, they have a local human sales team that you can actually talk to, and they know you, and they know your business, and they know what your needs are, so therefore they can better serve your needs. But maybe most importantly, because they buy straight from the wholesaler and manufacture it themselves, better prices than all these national brands. That's why they've disrupted the steel market so much. Go to CommunitySteelCo.com today.
Already open. Been open for 20 minutes there in Gonzales, Louisiana. Go see them. They are ready and waiting on you. You can go to the website, top right corner of the site, see exactly where they're located. 225-647-2020, CommunitySteelCo.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. and backed by the one-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Koki Riley talking LSU baseball and the transfer portal. It's a What If Wednesday, and we'll get you ready for the U.S. Open from Pinehurst. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Teardrop rolled down Bubba's nose from the pain the song was inflicting. And all at once he jumped to his feet, just like somebody kicked him. Bubba shot the jukebox last night. He said it played a sad song.
What a banger.
Went to his truck and got a 45. Bubba shot the jukebox last night.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. All right, let's get into a couple more Jay Johnson clips, and then we'll dive into a little Chris Olave sound coming out of Saints Minicamp, as well as some Dennis Allen sound. That's right. Please don't change the channel. All right, here is Jay Johnson 4 talking about how team building continues to change in this new era of college baseball.
This team we just had was a very deep roster. At the end of the day, you can only have 9 guys in the lineup at one time. For the SEC, I actually play a lot of players. You know what I mean? We actually pitch a lot of guys and try to do that with development, win now, obviously, and then development in mind. And the reality is we're in a different landscape right now. I don't think it's about building program anymore. That's like my wheelhouse. My specialty is developing a program. But I think it's probably now about building your team 1 year at a time. So we have to adjust. We have to adapt, improvise, and overcome that.
So this is something that Jay Johnson has been consistent about, right? He doesn't spend time fretting about, oh, man, I hate this rule. He just says what is the rule and then try to find the best way to find success within those parameters. But that does sound like a man who's a bit frustrated, having watched firsthand what kind of was his greatest talent. Like he said, developing players over time. Remember, we called him the development god when he first got here. Now having to do something a bit more transient, a bit quicker, a bit more microwaved, having to kind of piece these things together 1 year at a time. That also, Jake, in my opinion, sounded like a man a bit frustrated after, he grinds countless hours to put together the number one recruiting class in the entire country, as well as some other very good ones, only then to have some of the depth of that roster leave because they didn't find the playing time when they wanted it.
Yeah, so it's really tough for a place like LSU, like Jay Johnson, because you have this incredible recruiting class, but freshmen in today's college baseball aren't going to play as much. Like he mentioned in the last clip that we played, like having 3 freshmen start every day basically at the back end of the season, that's not the norm. And so you have all these talented players that you think one day can be elite, but other teams around you, well, what they're doing is they're going to get players that are already really good or elite, guys that have proven themselves in college, guys that have at-bats, guys that have innings on the mound. And so you've always done it that way. And as we see in the guys that are in the portal, like you mentioned, that's a lot of that real, big special class that they signed. And so it's going to be different. You're now going to see, I forget which team it was out of the SEC. They signed like a ton of Ivy Leaguers, right? And smaller school guys, and they ended up producing for their team. And that's just what it is now. So you don't really have the time if you stack your roster with all these incredible freshmen. And think about how much time you put into those freshmen as well in the recruiting process.
I know. It's brutal.
Getting them to not only commit to you, but also watching the draft and making sure they're not going, and say, half of them do, and you weren't really expecting it. And then you kind of get caught in the in-between where the portal guys, because it's already open, they've committed somewhere else. You're waiting on these guys in the draft. You lose 5 of them, and so you missed out on those 5 players and also maybe 5 more in the portal that other teams jumped on.
So, I mean, you're building the team 1 year at a time. You're cobbling together the parts, and those are the parameters within which you have to operate. That seems very tough, in my opinion. Here is Jay Johnson, one on him loving the early foundation. Speaking of building the year 1 team at a time, how do you feel about the kind of base of 2025?
Had exit meetings on Wednesday that were very positive. I think, looking at the players that have committed to return for 2025, you're starting with some really good pieces and some great character. And I think that's something that, I'm comfortable with as a foundation is the people that we have and their commitment moving forward.
Here is Jay Johnson on some of the conversations that he's had with Bear Jones, Griffin Herring, and some of the draft-eligible guys.
They were incredibly positive, and it's why, they all have an open door here. It's not rocket science. It's like draft-eligible sophomores, Herring, Jones. I don't know how they're viewed. I don't spend a lot of time looking at that stuff. I know their value to me, value to LSU baseball, value they could create for themselves next year is really high. And they have a platform here to do that. And now it's just a matter of if the right opportunity, if somebody's going to jump up and take those guys in the first round or the top 50 picks, I would support them to go. I would. Because it doesn't come along, and we'll figure out a different way. And that's part of what our job is to do here. But if they don't, I'd love to have them back.
I think most LSU fans would agree with that sentiment. And then finally, Johnson, this is the last one on John 16, on kind of the foundation he likes, but this team still has holes.
We need more than we've needed. That's just the way that it is. But the solutions aren't always from the outside. The solutions are DJ Primo, who on a different staff probably would have got more opportunities. We had good pitching staff. Somebody said this to me, we had better numbers this year without the best pitcher on the planet that we had last year. But it maybe made some guys a little harder to get in there than they'd like. Cade Anderson, could have started Cade Anderson the whole time. We did start him on Tuesdays. So Chase Shores, Cade Anderson, the position player group improving, that's a lot of the solution. Now, to compete for a national title, you got to have more than that, because if you can't match up in our league, it is what it is. We've seen it. Part of matching up is the improvement of the players on your team, and we were well positioned for a lot of improvement from guys from this year to next year because of what they got to do this year. And then we need some help around them, and we're going to go get it.
And, that's where guys like Luis that we were talking about earlier come into play that kind of help around it. So continuing to build this team for next year, Coach Jay Johnson meeting with the media yesterday. It's interesting. These are some of the more, I don't know if honest is the right word because he always keeps it pretty real, but I don't know if it was just like the overwhelming nature of the schedule where he's flying all over the place and he's trying to retain while trying to attract portal, while trying to attract high school kids, while trying to determine whether or not they go to the draft like you laid out. It just sounds like a man who is in it right now, deep in it.
Conversations I've had with Brian Kelly kind of sounded like that. Like, yes, we do have to supplement our roster with guys from the transfer portal, fill in some spots, but also we have to develop what we have here, the highly touted guys, and we have to make them a little bit better as well. And so it seems like it is the same formula because you can't just count on now high school recruiting. Look at Clemson, right? We talk about that all the time. Now, I'm not a huge fan of what Arizona State does and bringing in, 45 different players, it seems like every single year. Like, there is a sweet spot, there's an in-between, and it feels like Brian Kelly and Jay Johnson both kind of live in that same, hey, let's develop what we have, but also we got to realize that we need some extra. If we want to compete at the level that we want to compete at, we've got to go outside, we've got to bring players in. Yeah, again, 4 SEC teams in Omaha, none of them named LSU, Arkansas, or Vanderbilt. That still blows my mind, still, every time I think about it, in terms of just laying out how competitive this conference truly is. Nookie says he also doesn't have Terry Rooney doing some of this work right now. Got to be even tougher. That's true. You're losing one of your main kind of program guys. Now, not a guy who's there for a very long time, right? This is his first season back, but at a time when you really need your, what's his official title? Director of Player Development and maybe assistant lead recruiter or something along those lines. But at a time when you need all hands on deck, it does hurt to lose one of your main kind of recruiting minds and voices. So LSU baseball is going to be just fine. But we'll continue to monitor the roster as it is pieced together and developed over the offseason. When we get back here on OTB, now we'll get to Chris Olave and the New Orleans Saints, what Dennis Allen had to say. Keep it locked right here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Geaux Tommy's. What does that spell? Go Tommy's. You go to gotommys.com. You get the Tommy's windows, doors, and siding. Tommy Windows, Doors, and Siding, and you get your Hardy plank or vinyl siding, your wood or vinyl windows, any type of door. You increase your home, the value of your home, your greatest asset. And so let's say you have a little disposable income, maybe you got a nice tax return. It's time to reinvest in your home. And new windows, new doors, new siding. These are all things that not only up the value, but save you money when it comes to temperature control, making it easier on your AC system. So you're avoiding not just monthly bills being exorbitant, but also any like major repairs. The point is a rising tide lifts all ships. Okay. So make Tommy's one of the 3 bids on your next project. GoTommys.com.
Yeah, go to the website. You'll see what we talk about every single day. Testimonials, gallery of the work they can do. You'll see where they've won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2016. GoTommys.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain. Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more. Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Tigers get a power bat out of the transfer portal. We'll tell you about them. And another day of Saints minicamp. We'll have the latest. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You can write a book on the trouble with a woman and a man, but you cannot impose.
Yeah, mama. Welcome back, OTB. So Chris Olave, guys. Chris Olave. Here, okay, so Chris Olave, 1,000 years is, or 1,000 yards.
1,000 years.
1,000 yards as a rookie. Over 1,100 yards in year number 2. And yet the kind of news cycle surrounding him here is he said, look, I've been good, but I want to be great. Let's start here. Because Dennis Allen also got to back this up, saying that, yeah, look, we think he can do more, and he can do more. And I would say consistency is probably the biggest knock against Olave thus far, given that when the highs are high, like he has very high highs, but then very low lows, as pointed out by NOLA.com Times Picayune. I think he had 4 games of 30 yards or less and 5 of over 100. Right, so it's a little boom or bust. So like if you were looking for an area in which you could clearly point to statistically and say, well, this is what's got to be fixed. But I guess what I'm wondering is, like, if you have already gone over 1,000 yards both seasons you've been in the NFL with improvement in year number 2, how much higher can the ceiling get? Like, you're not going to catch for that much more than 1,200 yards, are we? Like what is the number that he would need to hit to be considered elite? Is it fair to expect that much more out of him?
Well, I mean, so like when you look at who was in front of him, and you had Michael Thomas, and I'm not talking about even necessarily all on the field, but off the field, like he was receiver 1, right? In a lot of people's eyes, and he's there. And now you take him completely away, and this is a full offseason where he is going to be, talking of Chris Olave, no doubt the top option on offense, for the Saints.
Yeah.
And so, like, this offseason is going to be a little bit different for him. He's going to be able to go out there and train and work and practice like he is the only receiver one because he is. It's like it's no longer a conversation. So like those are some of the targets that go away. And I know Michael Thomas didn't play a ton of games, but when he did, like those go to Chris Olave. There is no doubt who the top guy is on this team. And so that 1,100 from a year ago, like if it goes up to 1,400, then I think you're talking about putting him in elite category, top 10 receiver conversation.
Yeah, and the way to do that would be eliminating those 30 yards or less games. Taylor, can I get give me the top 3 receiving totals from receivers last year, and we can use it as an exercise to compare to what the bar Olave needs to hit is.
Because a lot of people might roll their eyes when I say Michael Thomas, being a guy that got targets. I think we do forget that he had 64 targets last year.
Damn.
Michael Thomas did. He had 39 catches, 448 yards. So that production has to go somewhere. Now, some will go to A.T. Perry maybe as the third receiver on this team, but also that's going to go to Chris Olave. He's going to be the guy that is your main focus. You're going to put 2-man route combinations together for him to get open, not Michael Thomas anymore. So I think that 1,100 can go to 1,400.
So let's do the thing that we do every single time we start to talk about the New Orleans Saints, and let's just project that Clint Kubiak will be the solution to everything. Here is, Alondra, Chris Olave talking about his excitement for Kubiak's new offense.
I love it, man. It's a great offense for the playmakers that we have. The West Coast offense that San Francisco ran. So we got a lot of playmakers since my first year. So it's to be able to use them, and with a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of different things that we haven't ran in the past. They bring here. So I'm excited.
It's interesting, Jake, because the cynic in me wants to hear something like that and basically say, yeah, well, what else are you going to say? That said, from reading a lot of the different Saints beat writers and talking to guys like Nick Underhill, there is, I think, objectively an undercurrent of confidence. After 18 years of running this system and a couple of years of running it under Pete Carmichael, who's personality-wise a bit of a more quiet guy, and as we know from last year, like objectively, it's not opinion, when you look last year at like who used play action the least, who used pre-snap motion the least, it was the New Orleans Saints. So we can say, I think with confidence that yes, it would feel very different. And for whatever it's worth, this could all fall apart if you get to the first game, the O-line's getting their ass kicked and nothing works. But I actually take it at face value that the players are really enjoying the change here. Am I being too naive?
I don't think so. I mean, anytime you have change, certainly in your offensive philosophy, defensive philosophy, it's going to bring a certain excitement, right? And it's different if you're thriving and somebody leaves. Like, oh, man, are we going to be able to replicate what we did? That's a different feeling than we're not very good, and then we get change. And then we get change from an exciting offense. One that if you're an offensive player for the Saints, you've eye hustled. You've seen it. You've said, oh, man, look at what they're doing in San Francisco. Look at how they use Christian McCaffrey. Look at how they use Deebo Samuel. Yeah. Look how they use George Kittle. Like, that excites you. So it's a different feeling in the offseason when you've been bad, you've kind of been stuck in the mud, and now you're getting to see that 4x4 truck that's going right through the mud, tearing everybody up, doing something a little bit different. So if I'm a receiver, if I'm a back, if I'm a tight end, even if I'm an offensive lineman on this offense, I am very excited about the change because you're going from something that was the same for, 20-something years? Because Pete Carmichael ran the same thing that Sean Payton did, right? So almost 20 years, and then now you're going to something that's new, exciting, and something that, 15 years ago, not a lot of teams are running the San Francisco kind of style of offense, right? So it's a little bit new age as well.
So last one on Olave here. Here he is talking about that offense as to what the offense can add to his game.
Just being more explosive, probably more yards per catch with the space that he's putting us into. The more yards at the catch, more explosive plays for not just only me, but Sheed and AK and Taysom. So I'm excited to be able to be in the system.
Yeah, that was another area that Olave could potentially improve on. I think only 4 yards after the catch last year. So very productive, but not necessarily the ball in his hand. He claiming right there that the Kubiak offense is already creating more space. Again, we'll see. Taylor, what numbers would he have to hit to be elite?
So the top three, Tyreek Hill had 1799.
Damn.
CD Lamb had 1749.
Damn.
And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, a hair over 1500.
So receivers have evolved, kind of are right in front of our faces. The expectations have 1,000-yard season, not what it used to be. Funnily enough, if he would go over 1,000 again, he would become just the 10th player in history to do so each of the first 3 seasons. However, to reinforce the point that we're kind of making right now, Amon-Ra St. Brown and one other player, why am I blanking, from his draft class also have the same Garrett Wilson also have the same opportunity to do that. So gone are the days in which Marcus Colston and Anquan Bolden were complete outliers for going over 1K as a rookie. That's more the norm now. So to be elite, what do we think Olave needs? What do you think Olave needs it? 14 or 1,500?
I think 1,400.
Okay.
I think 1,400 puts him in that category of top 10 receiver on every list.
Well, we'll see if Kubiak, Derek Carr, and the boys can get it done. Coming up next, let's close out the hour, maybe with a smattering of Dennis Allen sound, and then we are going to get into some flestering confirmed for hour number 2. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, and get inside a new vehicle or a Toyota certified used vehicle or a rental, whatever you need. So I've gone in there in multiple different ways. Sometimes getting a new car was maybe more of a luxury, or they were like, we're on any time schedule here, but we're going to need one relatively soon. Let's go see what they have to offer. Maybe we custom order something. That's how I ended up in the Murdoch Mini. I've also gone in there where, oh my God, this car just crapped the bed. I need a new one, and budget's a little tight right now. Here's my number. And they found me a leasing option that worked really well for 3 years before, once again, I decided to get another minivan. The point is, whatever your situation, they have the answer at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go check out the website to see what we're talking about. All makes and models are available, buying new, obviously, leasing and renting. You're not going to find that anywhere else. And you can find it all at All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner.
Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch. We are at Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Wes Reynolds from VEASAN previews the U.S. Open. Scott Rabelais is with us, and professional sports handicapper Randy McKay. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Wednesday from Snow's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Well, welcome back to OTB. Got some dinner silence and you gotta see your head. About Ryan Ramchick. I got nothing left. Sorry, guys. Let's get into Ryan Ramchick here. Let's start with Allen 5. He was at, because look, Ramchick is excused from minicamp. Everyone else that isn't there is either sick or injured. Here's Dennis Allen 5 on the plan for Ramchick and how said plan is going.
I think the plan all along is for him to have been in back home, resting, doing his rehab plan there. We got a plan for him. Certainly. We don't have to make any decisions now, but I haven't seen the progress that I was hoping to see. And so, we just got him at home doing his rehab there.
Here's the follow-up question. Allen 6.
I kind of said similar stuff a few months ago about the progress. Like, where is it now? Is it still trending in a negative direction, or?
I would say it's not trending in either direction right now in terms of the progress, So I wouldn't say there's been much change since the last time we discussed it.
NFL head coaches will do anything to avoid committing to an actual take. What about the timeline on Ramchick?
What kind of timeline do you have at this point as far as recovery?
We don't have a timeline.
Okay. None of that sounds good. Jake, that all sounds like someone who they've already kind of accepted. They're basically going to wait till after that calendar date is, in which it's more friendly for him to announce that he will not be playing anymore.
Yeah. And it's sad because he was on a path early in his career to be somebody that was an all-pro every year.
Hall of Fame
type guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he has an injury, the play maybe goes down a little bit, and then you blink and you have to retire.
I can't pretend to follow the NFL well enough to know if this is true, but how many other fan bases in a 5-year stretch have seen 2 Hall of Fame careers completely derailed? Because Mike Thomas, objectively, Hall of Fame trajectory. Ryan Ramchick, objectively, Hall of Fame trajectory. And now both kind of going to be completely forgotten in time in many ways, especially Ramchick being an O-lineman. But even Thomas, for someone who holds the single season record, he's never talked about or really thought about at all anymore, just here a few years later. So a couple of brutal breaks here recently for Saints fans.
Like Mike Thomas is just like looking for a job and an opportunity.
Yeah.
Where he was the offensive player of the year a couple of years ago.
NFL, not for long. Life comes at you fast.
I've seen it play out with guys that were all pros, that were my teammates, and then 2 years later, just a shell of themselves.
So crazy how the game works, man. Alvin Kamara reported in minicamp he'd been gone during OTAs. This is Allen 1 on how Kamara looked.
You had to be in fairly decent physical condition to get through these elements out here today. I mean, it was hot out here today, so I thought he looked explosive. There's a couple of really good runs that I was impressed with. So again, like I said, both those guys being out here was a positive, and we're looking forward to continuing to work with him.
Is Kamara behind in learning the offense?
I would say that remains to be seen. I didn't get a sense that he was behind today, in terms of being able to get lined up, being able to execute his job. I think there might have been one protection that he might have been off on. I had to go in and look at it, but I thought for the most part he was on point with his assignments and what he needed to be doing. I think
Denzel doesn't sound very happy about Alvin Kamara not being there for OTAs when Kamara's going to do this every year. I don't know. Yeah, Hold the Man says, Lord, this is miserable. I don't know why. I'm just going to say what that clip makes me feel like. That clip makes me feel like none of the players like Denzel. I don't know how or exactly why I'm arriving there. You could say I'm ridiculous. That's just what I feel. Flestering coming up next hour on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. You're going to get service to the highest degree, okay? Take control of your comfort zone today and figure out why thousands of Google review ratings have AccuTemp sitting there at a 4.9. It's because that service to the highest degree is their guiding light in terms of how to operate their business. And so when you work with them, you're going to be like, oh my God, I've literally never experienced customer service. Like, I guarantee that when you work with AccuTemp. So for all your AC, heat, and electrical needs, have them come out. Remember, storm season around the corner. You're thinking about a whole home generator. Get that free professional estimate. Have AccuTemp out to your home today. AccuTempBR.com.
Yeah, I hope Dennis Allen has AccuTemp because he mentioned it was hot out there today. That's what it is in South Louisiana. And that's what you can expect. But it's okay if you have AccuTemp working on your unit because it's always going to do exactly what you need it to do. Cool you down in the summer. AccuTempBR.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded. because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, June 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 93. In hour 2 of today's show, Matt Flynn stops by the studio for a full hour of flustering. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Flush the format. Throw away the rundown. It's time for a bit of unscripted conversation.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Former LSU and NFL quarterback Matt Flynn. Off the Bench presents Flustering. Now, here's T-Bob Hebert.
I'm so sweaty.
Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Can we just become best friends? Yep.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, T-Bob, Jake, Flynn, Alondra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. It is time for some flustering or some thespianering because, not to brag, me and Matt just had our big turns on the stage last week at a 3-hour and 45-minute dance recital.
Yeah. They dug deep.
It was good. And I am like uber enthusiastic about dancing. I love it. I think the show is legitimately good. Even my own enthusiasm at about the 3:20 mark was kind of like, okay, dig deep here. Let's dig deep. Let's keep cheering. We gonna get this thing. We're gonna get it through.
I was mentally ready for 2.5 to 3.
I think that's where my head was at as well. So that last hour became a test.
Yeah. So like I grew up with 2 older sisters. My mom taught dance for 30
Ooh,
years.
You've been in this game.
I've been to a lot of recitals, a lot of them, and I was ready. The last 15 to 20. It got a little. But I will say,
you had like grandparents falling asleep, kids are starting to cry.
I will say,
it's like 11.
The dancers
at
were
night.
amazing.
They
Choreography was incredible.
No, and I'm being objective. Like I'm being completely objective.
It was legit.
The performance was great. Performance was great. A lot of very talented seniors in company. A lot of Vibe Awards won by the performances we were seeing. They were great. Just from a pure production standpoint, it's just a little bit of a long way. How do you feel our actual dance went? I haven't not watched you specifically. Being selfish, I only watched myself on my home video. And
T-Bob watched the tape.
I don't think I executed
I
very well. It was fun. I don't think I executed very well.
I heard there was a lot of chatter that you showboated a little bit. You waved your hands a couple of seconds longer than everybody.
Wow.
We can play the tape. I
didn't see it. I'm just saying what the crowd was chattering about.
I actually maintain that y'all stopped your hips too early. I maintain that I'm the only one that had the timing correct. But that's neither here nor there.
We did do the crowd a disservice.
Exactly they put me. So it is here and there.
They put me back row in the back corner. You couldn't even see me.
Yeah, I know.
I think I really, of all the guys, I was probably top 3.
I mean, athletic, national championship winning quarterback. Parent was a dance teacher for 30 years. It is a bit of an odd decision to bury you in a corner.
Yeah.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
That's right.
Okay.
Hide that light under a bushel. Although I heard you didn't show up to any of the rehearsals.
I did not.
Well, he's a businessman.
I'm a businessman.
Yeah, he's a
I was
businessman.
traveling, slinging that drink.
Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, again, I don't ever want y'all to think that I'm ever BSing when it comes to my high because outside of full disclosure, Matt did give me a box of popsicles a couple of years ago for the kids for the summer. But outside of that, I've never gotten any free product or anything.
That is way more than I've ever gotten.
I bought them off.
I legitimately am obsessed with My High. I drink it every day. Again, pay my own way with my High. But then the biggest thing during the summer, dude.
Oh, thank you.
These toss me one of them things.
Hey, this is the
Hell
new,
yeah.
this is the new flavor.
Oh, let's go. What is it? Mystic Mountain Berry?
No.
Island Ice.
Ice
I've had these Freezy Pops.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
great,
delicious. So again,
they haven't even released them. We haven't even released them.
Oh, this is like fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press.
You want to trick your kids into hydrating this summer. The My High Freezy Pops are incredible because they crave them. They're delicious, but you're secretly getting electrolytes in them and not just like your classic sugar water or whatever those old
so Flynn
Freezy
just
Pops
tricks
are
the
made
kids.
of. Yeah,
Just
it's genius. Again, so that is I really do love My High. drinkmyhigh.com.
So that's the new flavor coming out in the next week or two. It'll only be available online. I should always contact Bull Hurley when I'm thinking about these names because this is Island Ice.
Yeah.
And he's like, did you think about naming it Tropic Thunder? And I'm like,
yeah.
And then y'all always talk about the Mystic Berry Blast.
Well, that's I just think about Talladega Nights when they're thanking the Lord for the new flavor, Mystic Mountain Berry.
Maybe a missed opportunity there with Tropic Thunder. But
I like Island Ice.
Probably some copyright issues
There's
potentially. From a litigious standpoint, it's probably not the worst idea. And also, let's be clear. Now that you've dropped his name, I know that Bull's the one behind the critique about the showboating. Okay, because he said the same thing to me after the performance.
Well, he didn't hide it then.
I'm not saying he wasn't part of it, but I'm just saying there was a lot of chat.
Okay, I'm just saying I think Bull's a little jealous because he didn't find his way to the stage.
That's a good point.
And I know that man loves to sing, loves to perform. He used to be in a Tenacious D pseudo cover band, and I've been at parties where he hired a musician just so he could get up there and sing. Okay, so I can smell your jealousy from here.
It is about him a lot.
I can smell it from here.
Singing and dancing.
Exactly. Exactly. That said, fantastic singer.
Incredible.
Not quite Justin Tucker level, but fantastic. Which, by the way, do we ever play Justin Tucker singing?
So in
Bull, we're not playing Justin Tucker on this show. So Bull can sing?
Yeah, really well. He's got like a really good, you know how I kind of like to do like a Jack Black impression?
Yeah.
He does like a much better Jack Black.
So him and Steve Arflin used to do the Tenacious D cover band.
Yeah.
And in 2003, during the bowl week for the national championship in 2003, they did a big performance of the greatest song in the world.
Wow. You should hear him sing Peaches off of the new Super Mario movie. Very, very good.
Oh, Peaches. I thought you were talking about
Presidents,
yeah. Peaches come from a can. That's
how do you know you're old?
Speaking,
that's the song that came in my head.
Yeah. Or Peaches and Cream if you're going R&B. Yeah, that's a banger.
Speaking of, did somebody say the word presidents?
Yeah.
So we played some audio of Donald Trump the other day talking about sharks and how nobody wants to talk about shark attacks. So we are going to refuse to be silenced by mainstream media, and we're going to talk some sharks here. And really, I don't have anything too interesting to say except for this last part. First off, sharks, like we said, all over the place right now. Shark Tank's pretty hot right now. You know that there's 12 different type of sharks in the Gulf of Mexico?
Do now.
Yeah.
Not shocking. I would have said more.
Most abundant ones, the Atlantic blacktip shark, the spinner shark, the Atlantic black nose shark. There's also hammerheads hanging around. We all know about the bull sharks and tiger sharks who tend to kind of get into it with humans the most. And then in deeper waters in the Gulf, you find your mako sharks, blue sharks, goblin sharks, lantern sharks, sleep sharks. The naming got really weird there at the end. But whatever. Sharks come to the warmer waters to give birth, right? They come here to the Gulf.
Recently a great white.
Exactly. And now we arrive at what I think is really the only interesting thing that I have to say here, which is we apparently don't know anything about great whites. And we are learning more and more and more about how they migrate. And now we're learning that, great whites do come to the Gulf of Mexico. In fact, there was one shark that was tagged in Nova Scotia a couple of years ago. And then
That's far away, Bo.
Following the pathways of the ancient Acadians. Remember, that's where the original Cajuns landed before the British forced them down here to Louisiana. This shark was tagged in Nova Scotia, and they just found it west of the Mississippi.
Girls
Thousands of miles.
Girls will make you do crazy things
right?
sometimes.
So here's the deal. We actually have, and this blows my mind, we have no idea where sharks mate, great whites mate, or where great whites give birth. They have literally protected their ancestral birthing lands to where not even our human science has been able to figure it out this far. Also, they're kind of like millennials. They can live to be 70 years old and they don't start having kids till late 20s or 30s. Grow up, sharks. Okay?
Sure.
What happened to classic American values? What, you just want to bebop around and eat fish and have sex with other sharks all day? Premarital sex? It's time to start having some kids and settle down. Great whites. Don't let us into them homelands. Shut your ass down.
If you would have asked me like a quiz, I would have said that they mated in South Africa because that's where they always go in Shark Week to see them jumping.
I agree.
That's true.
South Africa,
and
Australia.
it's not all year. It's just like once a year, right?
Yeah, but
They
I don't
get
know.
all
Apparently,
jumpy.
we don't know anything about great whites. Mysterious apex predator. Here's to hoping that nobody at Orange Beach gets eaten by a great white.
This is why I love Shark Week. I know that's a hot take in this room, but
I do not like Shark Week.
Yeah, I
Shark Week
know.
used to be awesome.
Shark Week
It's
of
got too
2009 was awesome.
Yeah, Shark Week during
I love
training
Shark
camps.
Week.
Yeah.
Like you could get back from a training camp, go on your
I
little
feel like
tiny
we should-
TV
That's
in the
why
dorm
I was
room.
thinking
clip
what
for
year
Matt, though.
training camp in my head.
Step Brothers is the line of demarcation with Shark Week where it jumped the shark. Like once Step Brothers made it a thing, they kind of knew they were a thing. They became too self-aware. You called it kitschy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would agree with that, and
It's
I
just-
agree it was because of Step Brothers.
Like if you can't figure out where they're mating or giving birth, like it's been done. Like everything else has been done with Shark Week. I think when they released Megalodon, that was it for me.
God, Megalodon, cool animal to think about.
Cool animal.
Terrifying.
Really, but like when Shark Week did a special on Megalodon, it's kind of weird. Like looking for Megalodon, and then they had that weird shark talk show after the shows were over.
I mean, it just they became too self-aware and they leaned too much into Shark Week where it used to be something. It's like almost like a band going mainstream. It used to be kind of like bespoke and
Well, like the first time you saw that
Sincere.
shark, where they could slow down like so many frames, where they could do the slow down with
Well,
them
I'll
jumping.
never-
That
dude,
was
I'll-
incredible.
I'll
But
never forget
it's
the
been done.
Planet Earth, the first Planet Earth shark jump. Remember when Planet Earth was coming out and everybody's mind was blown? And then it was like some of the earliest Blu-rays and HD DVDs
That was like
out there.
05,
Yeah,
06.
dude. That was like when I was in college. When we were in college, that was the thing, was to start drinking beer and watch Planet Earth.
Shark Week's good for like an hour. You put it on for 30 minutes to an hour. I'll see the Makos jump out of the water, and I'm like, all right, I'm good.
I haven't watched in years.
Wow.
I haven't
I'm alone
watched
on
in
this
years.
one.
Yeah, it does nothing for
For me,
me
it's
anymore.
like background.
Yeah, piss me off.
I'd eat a human just to get back at him.
You
for
mix
sure.
up your Sprites and your milks often.
Shut up, Taylor. You get what I'm saying.
There's nothing will shock you like when you think you're getting a sip of a soda and it's actually tea.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot. Yeah,
Everything will
much
taste
better
better.
example.
Yeah,
Yes.
that gets you.
That happened to my sister, and she spit it out all over the car. And I
Like
was
tea's
like,
great,
that was so
but when you're
dramatic.
expecting soda,
For real, it was so dramatic. My dad was pissed.
One time, me and my wife were on a road trip back to Atlanta, and this is when I was. And she woke up from a nap, and so
Oof.
still bleary-eyed, didn't think, and tipped that thing back.
ugh.
Just the front. Why?
Responsibility.
Doctor.
You got-
It's a clear
If
bottle.
you got women and children around,
Your right hand.
gotta protect it.
I mean, I didn't expect her to just wake up and grab it out of nowhere. I kind of feel like it's on her.
I
didn't-
learned to
didn't tip it
always
to her.
check the drinks.
You, buddy.
Mary kill great white bull shark hammerhead. Powerful.
Yeah.
Gonna protect. You know, I get freaky with a hammerhead. That's a funny ass body.
Plus, you
And-
know that hammerhead's freaky. It's a little weird.
That's what I'm
you know,
saying. sharks. Literally, no one likes bull
Does
sharks.
nothing for me.
I hate.
I love all sharks.
Bull sharks are terrifying because they can go in fresh water.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
I know.
I don't need to get bit in the
But if
Mississippi
you're married
or something.
to it, it's not going to bite you.
True. But I still have I don't like a bull shark at all. Marry great white, have sex with a hammerhead, kill a bull shark. These
All right.
are obvious
That's the
answers.
obvious choice.
I
Because if
agree.
you're married the bull shark, you're worried that like they're going to leave you for the great white. You go get the great white, you're good.
Bull shark's just going to be a lot.
No, dude. I
Like
think-
aggressive, like always like kind of bucking at people when you're out in public. Like relax, dude.
Like the bully in an 80s movie.
Yeah, just relax.
Bull
Why are you so
shark.
angry all the time, bro?
Yeah.
Like I feel like great whites are kind of above it. They just had a racist movie, Jaws, kind of paint a bad picture of them.
Yeah.
I don't see great whites biting people in Florida.
They do
Is
in
that a shark
California.
attack?
I think I'm marrying the bull shark.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
You get to travel anywhere. You get to go
Into fresh
through
water.
the heart of America. You get to see at different states.
Okay. I don't
you get to
hate your
see, like-
angle there.
Yeah,
Going up the Mississippi with your beloved.
I kind of fear like the deep blue ocean a little bit, so I'd like to stay around land, maybe swim up the rivers.
What does
Travel a
shark
bit more.
skin feel like?
It's not like what you would think.
It's
it'd
not
feel like.
smooth. It's like sandpaper,
Yeah.
isn't it? Damn.
It's a little rough. Yeah.
Oh well.
They have like in Corpus where you can pet sharks. At the aquarium.
Pet a porpoise in Corpus?
Yeah. I don't
Sounds
know.
great.
I actually don't know if you can pet a porpoise, but
I'm sure you can. I myself have never
Sure they love that.
petted a porpoise, but I'm not opposed to it.
no, it splashed me though with its tail.
Well, at least it didn't sexually assault you.
Yeah, you're right.
Because dolphins are
they do
very
that,
into that.
yeah.
Both with dolphin and female humans.
Yeah.
Which it's a little disappointing. Maybe sharks are the good guys all along. As we're sitting here yelling
They
about how much we
are.
love dolphins.
I will always vouch for sharks.
Until you get bit by one. Okay.
I mean, then that's my fault. I was in their home.
In their arena.
Alondra has the foolproof nose punch down though.
I do.
So
It's not going to mess with me.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
punching in the nose.
It's that easy.
It
It,
is.
it apparently
It
is.
really is that easy. Shark
Maybe
comes up
kick
here,
it.
Yeah.
I remember Police Academy where Tackleberry just pulls out the huge revolver and puts it on the shark nose. You could do that
Yeah.
as well. I don't know if y'all remember Police Academy, the movie.
I've never seen Police Academies. I like Michael Winslow's sound effects, but I only know him through Spaceballs. Even though I know Police Academy, I think was like maybe I could be wrong here.
It was
Maybe his
before.
biggest. No, I know it was before like that.
Right.
But was that Michael Winslow's big break? Police Academy
Had to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was probably thinking as well. All right. When
Do y'all
we
think
get,
y'all are just like gonna catch a shark head on and punch it in the nose? It usually just comes up behind you, right?
Bro, trust me, I'm not on that. I do not think I would be composed enough. I don't think I would see the shark coming. I don't think I'm going to be able to just, it's like you watch the shark experts. There's that one woman who, she just like gently
Yes, she
flips.
pushed him
She
away.
just gently
Tantrum.
pushes them away.
And he goes away.
And then flips them over and they like fall asleep. It's like, what? How?
Yeah.
No.
I think y'all are.
The thing is,
Y'all
I
are
would have
letting,
just an anxiety attack and died.
Y'all are letting
My heart
the
would
bad
explode.
name that Jaws put on sharks. Y'all are letting it get to you.
you have to see the shark
I
to
would-
do that. Though
yeah.
most of them get you from underneath.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying.
You
Yeah.
can get it
Fast
off
strike.
of you, but you've already been bitten at that point.
You could punch Jaws in the nose because he came at you head on like a man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most sharks don't. They just sneak up on those ankles.
I mean, I have a better chance against a shark than an electric current.
Okay, so we'll play the audio for Matt either on air or during the break, so he can hear when kick this all off and what is probably the funniest audio of the last couple of months. When we get back, let's talk some Nathan's hot dogs. Boo! Here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
See, that is BS. Alondra's going to F around like that dude who lived with bears and then got mauled. Timothy Treadwell, American hero, never forget, dude.
I disagree.
Grizzly
Pinnacle
Man, right?
Exterior Construction, Grizzly Man, great doc. Made by Werner Herzog, I believe. You should go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction for any outdoor living needs. Okay, you need any size fence, any type of fence. Bulkheads, pergolas, the pools, guys, completely custom pools, or the spec pools where you still customize it with different shapes, different little details to work around it. They're the best, man. If you're a project designer, if you're a project manager or a designer, go to pecbelt.com, call up Pinnacle because they are hiring. And you want to talk about fulfilling jobs in which you're going to be allowed to kind of stretch your creative wings. Go look at the gallery on their website and prepare to be blown away by the quality of their work. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Koki Riley talking LSU baseball and the transfer portal. It's a What If Wednesday, and we'll get you ready for the U.S. Open from Pinehurst. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
It started way back in 3rd grade. I used to sit beside him in
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Next day I chased around the playground, across the monkey bars to the merry-go-round. And Emmy Lou got caught passing me a note. Before the teacher took it, I read what she wrote. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well then don't be afraid to take me.
I'm just picturing Matt and a bull shark cuddled up, sailing down the Mississippi.
Traveling the country.
Listening to this, just feeling like a beautiful sunset in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe having a little cocktail.
Just swimming right at the surface of the
Oh
water.
yeah, oh yeah, just happy as can be.
Fins out.
Happy as can be. Well, no, in my headcanon, you're still a human.
Oh, okay.
You're just a human in a relationship with a bull shark.
So I'm just holding on to the fin.
Yeah, you're just holding on to the fin, kind of resting on it a little bit. It's just cruising above the water. Even though sharks, it's funny. Why do dolphins breathe oxygen? Or I guess everybody breathes oxygen. But why do dolphins, breathe out of the air, mammals, and sharks have gills? When they look so similar.
When they look so similar.
They do look very similar. Is that racist? I think they do. It's just me. You want to know the dumbest story that I saw yesterday? Matt, have you seen any of this Joey Chestnut stuff?
Seen a little bit. He got banned.
Banned from the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Yep. The literal thing that Joey Chestnut made a bigger deal than ever would have been. I get the hot dog eating was always a big deal. Don't come at me like that. Like, I remember watching Kobayashi and everybody. I remember the pre-Chestnut era. But this is Michael Jordan of eating. This is Tom Brady. This is whoever you want to say. Maybe even more so, in fact.
He's probably the most dominant athlete of all time.
Yes, in his respective sport. And yet, Nathan's and Major League Eating feel self-important enough to ban their most transcendent and incredible competitor because he had the gall to strike a deal with Impossible Meat. That like plant-based meat or whatever. He has a deal with him. What's wild to me about this, like regardless of how you feel about Impossible Meat, cue the people who frame their entire life through politics being like, Impossible Meat's actually worse for the environment because of the process it takes to make it. Like, I don't give a damn about the meat itself. My point is, short of getting caught murdering someone, I cannot fathom if I was Nathan's or Major League Eating what Joey Chestnut would have to do to be disallowed from the competition. And yet, for Nathan's, all it took was him striking a deal. And crucially, keep this in mind, he has no sponsorship with Nathan's or Major League Eating, right? I mean, he competes in their competitions, but like they don't pay him to do commercials, and yet they're going to tell Michael Jordan that he can't go do the commercials that he wants? Like, hell no. Like, Nathan's is trying to say, this is like, it's a Nike event, and he's showing up and saying, I rep Adidas. Well, not true. Nike paid Michael Jordan, and he had a massive deal with them. You don't pay Joey Chestnut like that. I think this is the most classic example of cutting off your nose to spite your face that I've ever seen in my life. The ratings will undoubtedly be worse without Joey Chestnut there.
Or this is just a brilliant marketing move, and they'll reinstate him a couple of days before.
I would hope that the noise would get loud enough to where they would. And if it was all a plan, good on them. That's a good plan. But even if it's organic and they just realize, like this is like, you know what this reminds me of? Do y'all remember, probably not, but like a couple of years ago, OnlyFans, I think they were about to go public or something, and they tried to say they were going to take off all adult content. And everybody's like, what? Are you dumb? Like, that's why everyone's here. And of course, they had to go back on it. But that's what this feels like. Like, some of these decisions that are made in these corporate boardrooms behind closed doors, they seem to have no perception of why people actually give a damn about them.
I got a hard time believing that they don't understand that. So I think it's a ploy. I think Nathan's is going to come out with an impossible dog, and right before this competition, and it's just it's like when Snoop Dogg did the whole "I'm giving up weed" thing.
Yeah, what did he say?
I'm quitting smoking.
But then it was because it was edibles or something that he was pimping.
He was pushing a price. Those edibles are like a vape.
It was some other form of marijuana ingestion.
Yeah, so it's just it made a big fuss for a week and got people talking. It was brilliant.
I don't think they're going to strike a deal with Impossible Dogs. I will say, what you're saying is not outside the realm of possibility, maybe in terms of drumming up some interest. I wonder if we'll ever figure out if he does get reinstated. Because I do think this ends with it being reinstated.
How does he not have a Nathan's hot dog deal, though, already? How has that not been something?
From what I've read, that is
Ballpark
the
Frank
case.
Or something. Oscar Mayer.
And
how does he not
have paid the hell out of him?
How does he not already have that from years past?
Well, and is that on him? Is that on Nathan's? Like, what's and
I'm
to
sure
your point, like Oscar Mayer and Ballpark would make a lot more sense than like Impossible's just so lame. Like they call it Impossible because it's impossible that I'd ever order it. Like it just sounds awful.
Have you ever had it?
I have not.
It tastes fine.
I'm good.
It's
But
not
why?
that
What's
it's
it
not
made
that
out
big of
of?
a deal.
But
It's
why?
made out of it's made in like a lab, like out of plants.
Yeah, but why? I mean, it tastes fine.
What?
It tastes fine.
Yeah.
But why?
I don't know because I
So
mean
a
it's not
hot dog made
any
out of
more
plants.
healthy. It's not
Yeah,
any
I'm
more
good.
healthy.
Yeah.
It's supposedly I think I have my angles screwed up. A lot of people think it's about being more healthy. That's actually not the case. I think they do try to more push the angle that it's better for the environment because we know that cow farts and methane and global warming are all tied in together, or at least some,
Yeah, but I don't want to put the cows out of work,
Did
so
we
I'm
all
going to
know
continue
that?
to eat regular hot dogs.
What?
Did we all know that? I didn't know
Cow
that.
farts?
I mean,
Cow
whether
farts.
or not you
It is.
agree, cow
Livestock.
farts are absolutely.
I don't agree or disagree. I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know
No.
at all about cow farts and the contribution of methane gas?
No.
If you keep
Cow farts are
eating-
killing the planet.
But if you keep eating all beef hot
absurd
dogs,
statement.
aren't there less cows to fart? So wouldn't the Impossible do the opposite of what it's supposed to do?
Well,
but you can
they,
also-
they make Impossible beef.
Or
was
maybe
how they
like
got their start.
vegans just want a hot dog alternative.
I wonder if a vegan would eat impossible meats because it still
Okay, vegetarian.
seems pretty meaty, and I'm not sure exactly how it comes about if it crosses some sort of vegan or vegetarian line.
If it's no meat, then I'd assume it's vegetarian.
Also, you're saying that he should have a deal with these other hot dog companies? Well, show my man the money.
No, what I'm saying
Impossible
is,
wanted to pay.
if Impossible,
Like Joey Chestnut deserves to make as much money as possible.
I'm saying like you were saying that Impossible's better for the environment because of cows.
I'm saying- that's
if
what they're
you
saying. I
kill
don't know
the
this.
cows, there's less cows polluting the environment.
I get what you're saying, but still, there's just so many
You can
cows
also
and the cow
grow a
farts are
lot of
killing us.
plants and different flowers. They've saying that filters out all that methane.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Flowers to counter the farts?
Yep.
Wow.
Fart flowers.
Like they're screwing this up in two different ways.
I would think Nathan's probably has a standing rule. If you want to compete with us, you can't have another meat sponsorship. So you can't be part of Oscar Mayer and come compete with Nathan's.
I agree, but what I'm saying is the rules don't apply to Joey Chestnut.
I agree. Hey,
Pay that man.
Have y'all ever played one of the Joey Chestnut's intros on the show?
No, I don't think
It's
so.
like the most electric, 1 to 2 minutes in sports.
I mean, maybe
Like
it's
the
just
announcing is 50 times better than the competition.
maybe it's just
Maybe 500.
because I've competed against him, so I have respect for my fellow major league eater.
I think we should find the latest.
You
intro
are definitely
for
a
him.
minor league eater.
No. Who else on the show can say they've directly competed against Joey Chestnut on a stage? Anybody? That's what I
You call
thought.
that competing?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I call it eating, okay? Because that's what we did that day. A lot.
How many did you get?
I didn't get one slice.
Uh-huh.
But I competed. I got second to last.
How many did Joey get?
Didn't come in last. Joey actually lost today. He got second to someone. I can't remember how many he ate. But it's like my old man said when it came to conditioning. You don't have to be first. Just don't be last. Okay? So there you go. I got second to last.
Can we find an intro and play it?
Yeah, give me a Joey Chestnut hot dog eating intro. We'll go to break, and when we get back, we'll get to it. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org, 925-855-52. CentralPlumbing.org. They've been at it for 50 years. They got flat rate pricing. They got 24/7 emergency service. They got a massive fleet. So they're all over town, constantly fulfilling everyone's needs. They got great warranty once the work is done. And, of course, all employees are licensed, bonded, and insured. So anything goes wrong with yours pipes, you call Central Plumbing. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8582.
24/7, 365, holidays, game day, does not matter. They'll come out, they'll fix your issue. 225-925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, though, is the website where you can see what they can do for you to upgrade your home or your business. Also, go tankless today with a tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water again. Central Plumbing can do all of that for you and much more. CentralPlumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Tigers get a power bat out of the transfer portal. We'll tell you about them. And another day of Saints minicamp. We'll have the latest. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
A day that is the end. The collapse of time and all that stood within it. A day of nothing, of no one, of nowhere. But that day is not today. Today, we burn bright. Today, we blind the earth with our desire. And while it is still ours, we will bend history to witness this moment, to witness this man. The humble consequence of carbon, the fleeting spray of life turned diamond by the sun, forever suspended in that instant, indifferent to the gods, for he does not envy their power. He will not plead their pardon. He will curse and spit and sneer and shout his name at the heavens. I am the shining arc of humanity. Yield to my dominion. And if we must compete for our place within existence, we submit as our champion, the champion of the world, of now and of always, of the air, of the fire, of the sea, of the land, of the free. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nathan's Famous 4th of July champion of the world, Joey Chestnut!
Oh my God, dude. Okay, so does this not even
They're not going to have that this year.
I mean, does this not heighten the absurdity? This man just literally painted Joey Chestnut as a human born to challenge the very gods, the very fabric of existence. Like a robot taking over from its human master, Joey Chestnut is here to change the world, to free humanity from the tyranny of those who would live in the heavens above us, but not from the tyranny of Nathan's Corporation. Unbelievable. So he can stand up to Zeus and Hades and Xerxes and whoever else, but he cannot rep Impossible Meat. The hell out of here, Nathan's. All of that was awesome. And it all rings hollow thanks to Nathan's actions.
Is that not unbelievable? Like the best intro
it was really well
ever
written.
heard?
It was really well written.
And like every single year for like the last handful of years I've watched it, I just turned it on for the intro. So I say we listen to another one.
Yeah,
Carbon made diamond.
Next segment.
That guy was electric.
Carbon.
I mean, it's like it's so grandiose and fantastic and over the top and wonderful, and yet again, it all rings hollow because they're sitting here telling us that
the greatest intro ever to watch a person dip a hot dog in a cup of water.
Yeah, I can't actually
wad it
watch
up and shove it in his mouth.
I can't actually even watch it because it grosses me out. But
what? I've been watching the hot dog.
One, like they have that one guy that wears a headband. He's like kind of a muscly bald guy, and like it looks like he's eating a dead horse because his arms are so covered in ketchup. It like goes all the way up to his elbows. It's really gross.
One of my I don't know why. Somewhere along the line as a child, my thing within my family became being obsessed with the hot dog eating contest. So I used to watch it like very intensely and very religiously. I just love.
Like I was okay before like the dipping of the water. That's what really.
I mean, that's why you lost to me.
It is.
Okay?
It is. It's
because
just
you didn't
gross.
dip your slider in water because you're scared. Okay, you're scared of greatness. That's fine. You know who's not? Joey Chestnut. There's nothing I love more than that vein that's popping out of Joey Chestnut's. Probably a top 5 vein for me of all time. Other top veins, my old man, when he gets angry, used to have this thing that would just pulse out of his neck like it was like Tremors or the Mummy when one of those beetles are crawling underneath your skin. I think I've seen a couple good Coach O face veins as well. Girthmaster has a vein that's kind of stuck in my head. And who would be maybe my 5th best? Should we do a tier list, best veins of all time?
No.
A gold vein that the old prospectors found back in 1849 in California. My 5th best vein I've ever come across. Hey, Keith Lee's coming to Baton Rouge. Taylor, can you bring up the second link in 845? Do y'all know who Keith Lee is?
No idea.
He's a TikTok reviewer, and he goes around to different restaurants, and he tries the food, and then he reviews it. Kind of monotone like this, but he offers some very real opinions on family restaurants and cultural restaurants.
Yeah, is he Leon Phelps?
He's not Leon Phelps, but he's not completely unlike Leon Phelps. But he's in Louisiana, and it's a very big deal. And he's looking for He's coming to Baton Rouge, and he wants a place to review. Here's Keith Lee.
Currently in the next city that we doing a food tour in. Which state are we in? What's this noise behind me? Why I got the jacket on? Is it hot? Yes, I'm gonna answer all of those right now. Let's talk about it. Me and my family are currently in Louisiana. What's the noise it is? I don't know why I asked you that, because I don't know yet. I think it's like cicadas or something. But all I know is they real loud, but it's beautiful out here. I can't wait. Right now, we a little deeper in Louisiana because we've been blessed enough to work on something. And when I say something, God is amazing. We're starting very soon. We're gonna be in Baton Rouge. So if you or somebody you know knows a mom and pop shop or a restaurant that's family owned, that has great food and great customer service, but can use the marketing for absolutely free to them, please let me know. You can DM me, you can email me, you can tag them in this video, you can tag me in their videos, however you want to get in contact with me. And as well as some popular spots that embody the food scene in your opinion. I'm going to put up a poll on my IG story for the spots that we get recommended the most from the popular category, as well as restaurants from different backgrounds and different cultures. I can't wait. Baton Rouge, we'll see you soon. It's loud out here, like real loud, and it's hot and wet. I got this hoodie on. Why I got this hoodie on, I ain't even answer that. We just left LA and it was kind of cold there and the airplane was cold. So I'm like, oh, Louisiana, it's not going to be that hot. Boy. I'll see y'all soon. God bless.
Welcome. Hot, wet, and what do you say? Loud or hot, wet? Whatever it is. So Keith Lee has like 16 million followers on TikTok. I believe that's just on TikTok. Anytime he goes to a place, it absolutely explodes. If it reviews well, where would you send Keith Lee in BR? You already know me. I got to get my man to try the biscuits and gravy at Simple Joe's, which has been suggested to him. Where would you send Keith Lee? Off the top of your head, go. Or should we just go to break and let you think about it?
Yeah.
My High Factory.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
It's hot.
Drink my high. It is hot, Keith.
It is hot.
Are you hot and wet? You want my high. The wettest and hottest of the summer. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get wet with my eye. There's something there. We'll figure it out. K to Z window coverings. KTOZblinds.com. And guys, what's coming up Sunday? Our day.
Final round of the U.S. Open.
Father's Day.
That's this week?
Yes.
It's early.
Imagine how much happier Dad would be watching sports outdoors, grilling, doing whatever you need to do if you had some outdoor shades like Jake just got, where it's way cooler. All of a sudden, you got the black zone out there, you're doing smash burgers, you're way more comfy. Okay? Check out Solu. You know Solu and Perkins? They just installed 9 shades on their courtyard, and here's a direct quote from the proprietor. These blinds are a game changer. It's amazing how much they've cooled down the patio at Solu. So, go check it out. Or check K to Z out. Well, Solu's pretty good, too. K to Z blinds, K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further.
Charles Hanger, join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch. We are at Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Wes Reynolds from VEASAN previews the U.S. Open. Scott Rabelais is with us, and professional sports handicapper Randy McKay. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Wednesday from Snow's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Don't rock the jukebox, wanna hear some Jones, 'cause my heart ain't ready.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Some of the restaurants that have been mentioned to Keith so far. Raoul's. I haven't heard a lot of these. It makes me realize I got to try a lot of these. The Bayou Effect, Royal Taste of Jamaica, Valley Wings, Owen's Grocery and Market, Empire Wings, DC Eats,
Empire's
Smoke Bayou. I mean,
really
we
good.
love Empire. I want Keithley's eating a lot of wings. I got to see what he says about Empire. DC Eats, Smoke Bayou, Lily's Kitchen, Willie's, Chow Yum. I would tell you the other day, very good.
Chow Yum's great.
Umami's on there, been there. Frank's, Dorothy's Soul Food Kitchen on Gardier. Sounds fantastic. Chicken Shack, Dixie May Drive-In. Somebody mentioned Simple Joe's in there, and Odom's Kitchen. Who'd you go? Who'd you do? You had the entire break to think about it. I want to punch both of you in the face right now. Also, was my Keithley impression good?
No.
Was that guy?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty spot on.
It was pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you both.
One bad.
Jake, Certified Hater Award for you. Congratulations. Give this man chocolate chip cookies yesterday, and he won't even give me credit for a Keithley impression.
I felt like it was a really good Leon Phelps.
Well,
It was a
Keithley
little
and
over the
Leon
top.
Phelps are not that. It was not over the top. If
It was a
anything, it
little
was
over the
subtle.
top.
Okay, whatever. You know what?
Kind of like you on that dance stage.
I'm done.
Little
Oh my
over the
God.
top.
Okay.
Dang, not
Wait,
the dance
shoot,
stage.
Taylor. If I text you a video right now, could we play it?
We got
Dude,
4 minutes.
We got to play this other Joey Chestnut thing.
Okay, play the Joey Chestnut
Yes.
thing while I text Taylor this.
Closed it out.
You closed it
it's
out.
fine.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
God,
We
you
were
ever heard of
supposed to
tabs?
play neither.
You ever
of
heard
these.
of tabs?
We were supposed to come.
suck. You suck. You suck. You're cool. Everybody. Okay, Alondra's the only one doing her job right now.
We were supposed to come back with it and T-Bob intro it. So I was
Shut
like, okay,
up,
we're not
Taylor.
using it.
Now he's.
So why did you exit out? Okay, let's leave it open.
How am I supposed
Have
to
it
do
ready
my
to
job
go.
when I can't even get a real chair?
God.
Dude, you were like in a Buick Electra deuce and a quarter over there. That thing is gigantic.
That's all we
Taylor,
got.
you're acting like a bull shark right now, and it's pissing me off. Okay, I need you to tighten up. Stop nipping at my freaking heels.
Generations of humanity, yet we have evolved not at all. Bound like animals to the laws of physics, shamed before the universe. And in all of history, only one man has stood to say that he will dictate what is and is not possible in this world. I speak of this man. For he has broken reality, and all of time pours down around us now at once, simultaneous and endless, erasing cause and effect and opening all possibilities before us. And the ancient powers are subordinated to their own creation, and they smile at his achievement, and they say he shall live forever. For he does not do it for money, he does not do it for glory, he does it for his people, he does it for his country, he does it for freedom. And the gods shine down on us now, and the gods shine down on us still, because of him alone, because of him alone. The Nathan's famous 4th of July champion of the world. Joey
This is the Merriam-Webster's definition of irony. And this man's going to champion him as doing it for freedom as they shackle him for getting paid. Get the hell up out of here, Nathans. If you know what that dude, so did y'all see that Young Thug's lawyer
Yes.
is going to jail?
Yeah.
And asked to be jailed alongside Young Thug? If that announcer doesn't ask to be banned alongside Joey Chestnut, it's all fake. It's all fake. Might as well call it WWE at this point.
Yeah, but if he doesn't do it for the money and for the glory, then why do he take the impossible sponsorship?
Well, Joey didn't say that. They said that. Joey does do it for the money.
probably-
Like anybody
Well, they
should.
just said that he didn't.
No, they
probably
said
did
that,
it.
not Joey.
He had
You don't
no
think
clue.
you don't think he pre-approved what they
Yeah,
said?
he wrote the script
No,
for
no,
sure.
no.
We talk about
I don't
him
know.
hitting
There's
his
some holes
stomach
in this
too, like to
story.
get ready, like his little technique.
He looked at his head. He's like, "Arr, arr, arr."
Joey Jaws, baby.
That's one thing that. Never mind. Taylor, what's is that any way to get that dance ready? No, we got it like 30 seconds left. DrinkMyHigh.com. DrinkMyHigh.com.
I think you should still play the dance video when y'all come back, though.
Yeah, I probably will. I did review the tape, and I think I did better than you, so we'll play it.
We'll see.
DrinkMyHigh.com. Go stay hydrated, guys. Electrolytes, delicious taste. I'm a fan of the My High Zero, personally, where it's also no calories, right? So if you're fasting or anything like that, it is fasting friendly. It's the best.
Go to the website, subscribe, and save.
Oh, really? Okay.
New option.
DrinkMyHigh.com. Hour 3 next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, revere me, redeem me. Look, you want to fight the untreated effects of aging, feel younger, better, stronger, faster. You want to reach your full potential. Well, if you live in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, Monroe, or any of the surrounding areas, go see what Rejuve Me can offer you. You get a free consultation once they draw your labs, and your body becomes the guide. What's it need? Where's it lacking? Where's it strong? And then they're going to customize a plan for you based on that. And look, fight mood and memory problems, energy, insomnia, just a plethora, facial, like a bunch of different issues. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's semaglutide, maybe it's none of these. The point is, there's a plethora of different options, all at Rejuve Me Medical.
Yeah, go to that website and you'll see the full list that T-Bob's talking about. You can also get that consultation set up. And if you're just not feeling right and you want to get to the bottom of it, they're going to help you out over at Rejuve Me Medical, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, June 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 93. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll be joined by Devin Snow at 9:15, the NFL story of the day, and more. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome back, OTB. Did y'all see the new Twitter news from our boy Elon?
Jerry West.
No. But
I was like, Elon? No, well, I was like, Elon announced that?
No. I was going to make a joke about what was announced, but no, Jerry West has passed, which is very sad. The NBA logo, of course. One of the main characters on Showtime, which I never watched season 2 of Showtime. I thought season 1 was pretty good, though. I think it got canceled. I don't know. But yeah, rest in peace to one of the most legendary basketball players of all time to ever do it. I mean, Bill Walton, now Jerry West. That's very sad. Thoughts and prayers with him and his family. Now I feel maybe a little weird about how to handle the transition here.
What did Elon say?
Likes on Twitter are now going to be private.
Oh, yeah. You sent that in there.
You will not be able to see what another person is liking on Twitter. The owner of the accounts will see who likes their posts. But I feel like, even though the responses were almost to a man very upset about this, which I couldn't fully understand why people care so much. I've never been like, well, that's not true. There's one person who I used to be like, ooh, let's go look at his likes because he was just so horny. And it was so at odds with his public persona that it was very, very deeply funny. Which, imagine that. It's always how it is, right? The people who decry something the most are the people doing it. But whatever. But I feel like this is a massive win for the horny online community, right? Like, finally now, after a decade of having to wander the wilderness, after my friend told me, a decade ago in 2014, T-Bob, you have to stop liking pictures of thick women. It's showing up on everybody's feed. I have not been allowed to like pictures of thick women on Twitter, and I am finally back.
You're free.
Like Moses in the promised land. Be prepared, all thick women, to get hearts, okay? Coming from a guy with 69,000 followers, not to brag, okay? But you should be pretty impressed 69. When I sneak up in there. That's right.
Nice.
That's right. Don't forget it. It also means, unfortunately, that I can't look at all of Taylor's weird likes anymore either. I'm just kidding. All of Taylor's likes are, like, if we were to look at Taylor's likes right now, I would almost guarantee that it's all just like NFL news related stuff.
He doesn't even have Twitter.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind.
It would be.
Oh, doesn't have Twitter. Wink, wink. Ultimate horny boy.
Yeah.
He's got a secret account.
No doubt. Burner
NFL
account.
and college football stuff.
Just meme accounts. Just meme accounts and NFL stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, is all Taylor's algorithm
he just
is.
Trolls you.
Yeah, Taylor. Yes. Maybe Taylor is T-Bot.
Maybe.
No. And LSU football news: C.J. Daniels named to the On3 preseason all-transfer team. How about it? Pretty cool. What do you think? Wide receiver 1, 2, 3? What do you think?
2.
Oh, okay.
I think receiver 2.
Right behind Kyron Lacey?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did see that. And
okay.
There's a lot of SEC flavor on that list.
How about this? Then? Why am I blanking on his first name? Piquel. JD? Am I making that up? Right?
No, you're
right.
good.
Yeah, JD Piquel from On3. JD Piquel on his show on On3 ranked his top 10 quarterbacks in 2024. And now he did his list as kind of where he thinks by the end of the year we will think about these guys, Jake. I want to see if you agree or disagree. At number 10, he has Garrett Nussmeier. Number 9, Will Howard. Number 8, Nico Iamaleava. Iamaleava. 7, Cam Ward.
We're already putting him in that top 10.
6, Shedeur Sanders. 5, Jalen Milroe. 4, Dylan Gabriel. 3, Jackson Dart. 2, Quinn Ewers. 1, Carson Beck. And if you look at the document, it's got his list, Aaron Murray's list, and my own list. What immediately jumps out to you, Nico?
Yeah, just
at 8.
Yeah.
Does Nuss jump out at 10 then?
It's just hard to put a quarterback that doesn't have at least a season under his belt into that list. Now, he can play his way, and the talent is certainly there. But, without seeing a full season, the totality of what they can do, yeah, it's hard for me to put him in any kind of top 10.
That's interesting because that was kind of the exact same place that Aaron started with his logic. Also, how do you feel about Will Howard on this list?
No.
I don't think so either.
I think Will Howard's a good quarterback, but I think Avery Johnson at Kansas State might have actually played above him this year if he stayed in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Avery Johnson looked really exciting in that bowl game. We mentioned NC State being hot. They go 9-3 regular season. Why didn't they get 10 wins? Because of Avery Johnson and those 2 big guards that they had.
I would go...
No Brady Cook on this list. A bit interesting.
That is.
Even though I looked at Brady Cook's stats yesterday, and they weren't quite as good as I thought they were going to be. They were really good, but if he's going to be top 10, he's going to need to take a statistical step forward.
Over a guy like Nico who hasn't played yet.
Unless you believe that Heupel's system is going to be much more conducive to producing not only stats, but also but that's also going to matter on who wins more. Remember yesterday, ESPN's FPI having Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Mizzou all with 37% chances of making the playoff.
So on your list, you went Jackson Dart too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's his 3rd year under Lane. I think he has a much better offensive line than he's ever had. He should have more run support. Already statistically, he's above nearly everybody else on this list. And yeah, I mean, look at the leap from year 1 to year 2. I think Jackson Dart's going to be a legitimate Heisman candidate next year. I got Cam Ward at 10, Cam Rising at 9, Brady Cook 8, Noah Fafita 7, Shedeur Sanders 6, Jalen Milroe 5, Dylan Gabriel 4, Ewers 3, Dart 2, Beck 1. It's a pretty sexy list if you ask me.
I would go Jackson Dart 10.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I would go Jalen Daniels at Kansas 9.
Love that. I do love that. Jalen I would have no problem bumping off Cam Ward and putting Jalen Daniels.
Actually, he'd
have to stay healthy though.
I'd probably go Cam Ward 7, Noah Fafita 6, Jalen Milroe 5, Cam Rising 4.
Cam Rising 4.
I think I missed one actually.
Cam Rising 4 is strong, bro. Come on, dude. Come on. Why?
Okay, this is my list.
I know, but I want your list.
I think
to
I actually
not
missed
sound,
one.
Dumb.
So let's go Jackson Dart.
Okay.
Jalen Daniels, Cam Ward, Noah Fafita, Jalen Milroe, Cam Rising, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck.
So here's the deal. Why are we all putting Quinn Ewers second when you look at his numbers and he was below all of these guys statistically last year?
I mean, I'm not stat watching. I mean, if I was stat watching, you go with an air raid offense and you go with the most yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
stats play a portion of it.
Not just about numbers, yeah.
Like Quinn Ewers, I think.
And he had some real stinkers last year.
I think he played at a really high level last year, and I think he's going to only continue to get better.
I think Carson Beck is the clear one. If you look at what he did first year starting last year to put up the numbers that he did, 9.5 yards per attempt, 24 touchdowns to 6 picks. You figure that to get to 30s, 72% completion, nearly 4,000 yards. Beck is the outlier here in terms of who is it now. Now, funnily enough, Jalen Milroe slightly more efficient from a pure QB rating standpoint. But yeah, I think Beck's the clear one. I think having Dart at 10 feels a little disrespectful, given that only. I mean, I could see him being lower than 2, obviously, because again, last year I do feel like Gabriel, Beck, and Fafita had better years, and arguably Milroe. But
I think having Cam Rising at 9 is the same situation. I like Rising, you like Dart. That's really where our list. That's the only difference really that we have. Everybody else is kind of in the same position for the most part, or at least in the same range. I think Cam Rising is the key to all things Utah and what they're going to be able to do this year. Look at who they were last year without him.
No doubt.
It's just a completely different team. This is his 7th year of college football.
I know.
And he gets his tight end back. Everybody coming back on that defense for the most part in the front 7. I mean, I have Utah right now getting a top 4 playoff spot because they're going to win the Big 12. I love Cam Rising's game. That's why he's QB1 on the all-Meathead team back-to-back years. I think he was the missing piece last year. They did not get consistent quarterback play. I think Cam Rising gives that to Utah. So
he had pretty good numbers 2 years ago. 65% completion, 3,000 yards, 8 yards per attempt. You need to see that get bumped up a little bit. 26 touchdowns to 8 picks. It's the touchdown to pick ratio's up there with any other the other quarterbacks we just named. I do think he maybe has to get maybe a little more chunky in terms of the big plays if he's going to climb as high on my list. But Cam Rising's in my top 10 for sure.
So the only one that you had Brady Cook, I had Jalen Daniels. I think that's the only quarterback that we didn't have at least in the list. That was different.
True.
And I love Jalen Daniels. If he can stay healthy, that's a big question. It's a big question. I mean, because Bean came in last year and played pretty well last 2 years. But Jalen Daniels has to stay healthy. He can't pull a back muscle filming an NIL commercial.
Yeah, when Jalen Daniels plays, he is one of the most hyper-efficient, dynamic in terms of running and passing quarterbacks in the entire country. Remember, interestingly enough, in a Big 12 where it probably is the most exciting conference in all of college football because the gap between who's best, it's like the most even. There's the most parity, I would say, in the Big 12. But interestingly enough, remember, FPI actually likes Kansas as the favorite for the Big 12. Now, it's a slight favorite. It's like you play it 10 times, Kansas wins 2, and a bunch of other teams win 1 kind of favorite. But it is a slight favorite. So whatever that's worth. Brent Simino, Rising's a 7-year super senior. Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
A lot of injuries. That's why he's QB1 on the all-Meathead team. God does not know how to slide.
Which is funny because Joe Burrow was talking about that in the media, having to learn to adjust to his own football mortality. He, of course, coming off a wrist injury that finished last season. A very introspective Burrow in Bengals minicamp media awareness, saying whenever the injuries start to stack up, your football mortality kind of comes into the back of your mind. So it's definitely been something I've thought about and something I've had to fight through. Whenever you fight through adversity and come out on the other side, and at this point he's talking about like his old school mentality of like, I'm just going to play no matter how my body feels. Quote, whenever you fight through adversity and come out on the other side, it definitely gives you a feeling of invincibility at times. Obviously, you know that's not the case, so it's a balancing act. And that's what the season has been, off-season has been about for me. As basically he was saying, look, this off-season, I'm not pushing myself to get ready ASAP. I'm pushing myself to get ready by September and then be ready, hopefully, going in to February. But it is just interesting to think about Joe Burrow and the kind of precarious spot that he's in where his own career is, which has been incredible up to this point, does have the specter of injuries looming over it, kind of like an Andrew Luck did or some of these other greats that we've seen derailed. I mean, hell, we just talked about too, and Ramchick and Michael Thomas. So here's to hoping that Burrow's obviously not the next guy on that list.
I mean, I've told the story a bunch, but whenever LSU played Oklahoma in the CFP semifinals, and the game was way out of hand, and Spencer Rattler actually came in for Oklahoma, and he had a run. He could have picked up 5 more yards, and he slid. Joe was like on the sideline. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Slide?
Yeah. Well, he changed that immediately when he got in the NFL. You're going to learn today. Brian says, Bilbo says, Nuss hasn't even started to have a season, so why would he be on a top QB list? Again, I get what JD's getting at. He's saying by the end of the year. And look, when you look at Nuss's sample size, it's very good. And so is Iamaliavis in terms of doing it against that Iowa defense in the bowl game. It's a damn good Iowa defense that he had a very good game against. So, you know, by the end of the year, I don't think these are crazy takes. It's just that I do kind of agree with Jake that I still think it's a lot to ask the first-year starter to stack up against some of these more experienced options that you have to put on this list.
Yeah, this is heading into the season. By the middle of the season, you ask us our top 10, we're going to have a completely different list. And I would expect both those players to be on the list in the middle of the season, but heading into
so you
the
would?
season.
See, I don't know if I would. I kind of made my list based on like where I think everything could end.
Now mine's going into the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would have Iamaleava.
I would think
if you were
so.
doing an end of the season list.
I think with the talent that they have and what I'm expecting them to do, yes.
Oh,
but right
interesting.
now there's still some unknown, and I think you give respect to the guys that are returning as starters.
All right, when we get back, let's talk to our guy, Hold the Mayo, here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You don't have to go very far for All-Star. It's right there off an airline in Goodwood, very conveniently located. And if you get in an accident, you need a service center or a body shop, go check out All-Star Toyota, where all makes and models are welcome. It doesn't have to be a Toyota, doesn't have to be from All-Star, okay? You bring in, you get a free professional estimate. They have factory parts right there on site. They have rental cars available just right there on site. Again, just talking to Sleeve Sessions. Get a rental car for cheaper than the per-day rental prices. And they have a shuttle service. So if it's like just a one-day fix, not overnight or anything, you can actually get dropped off, do your thing, and then get picked back up later to get your vehicle. That's customer service. That's what you get at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Yeah, when you go to that website, you'll see there's something for everyone. All of your needs will be met, no matter what your situation is, sedan, full-size SUV, mid-size SUV, trucks, like whatever it is, they've got you covered over at All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales service and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Koki Riley talking LSU baseball and the transfer portal. It's a What If Wednesday, and we'll get you ready for the U.S. Open from Pinehurst. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
She was in the backyard, say it was a little past 9 when a prince pulled up.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, hour number 3, rolling right along. And we missed him on Monday because he was busy, but we got him today. And it's our guy, Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, a man whose rise cannot be stopped. Every single time you think it's surely we've peaked, surely like this or that. Like I keep texting like, bro, I can't believe this happened. It's so crazy. Respect your value beer, all this stuff. Well, now our guy is FaceTiming with the Lord and Savior himself, Drew Brees, cheesing, chatting it up. Mayo, what's up, dog? How we feeling today?
Feeling good, bro. Rest in peace to Jerry West.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say is nobody can share a memory about Jerry West other than the logo, dude. Like, does any y'all got any Jerry West memories that stand out?
I mean, not a memory since he played before we were born, but 14-time NBA All-Star. Also won Executive of the Year. So, okay. I mean, that's pretty difficult to be that good of a player and also be a great executive or a coach because, Dev, as we know, a lot of times whenever someone's a great player, they turn into a horrible coach or a horrible owner.
Right.
It's funny hearing him say F Boston in that Showtime show. Now, I think he was trying to say the Showtime show wasn't very accurate, at least in his memory, but it's also because the Showtime show made him look a little unhinged. But no, it mainly is the logo. I mean, he's the NBA logo, for God's sake, Dev. You know, that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, that's what everybody's saying, which I knew that. You know, I just figured, I don't know. I figured he had done something. I mean, I know he's an executive and all. I don't know what he's been doing.
Well, here's to hoping that Terry East is going to be with us for a bit longer. Dev, help me out here. So you went to walk-ons in New Orleans for RB&R Day. It was LSU game day. I love the logic behind it. While there, you maybe didn't have the best experience. You know, between I'm never going to walk-ons again.
Well,
go ahead.
It was just one of the experiences you couldn't deny. There's nothing I could have did about it to make it, not be mediocre, So that was the base of all this, right?
Yeah.
And I even, during the filming RB&R Day that week, I remember telling my boy Justin, I was like, dude, man, if I said, some nice things, I probably gain a lot of connections. But I said, dude, I can't do that, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm lying to the people, and this is standing out like a sore thumb. So next thing you know, I know Jacob had something to do with this because he had said he got my number from Jacob. But Brandon Landry hits me up the next morning.
Well, hold on. So that's real quick, because that's I want to chime in here in that at that point, everything's kind of hanging in the balance, right? Jake gets a text, hey, do you have Devin's number? And it's like, ooh.
Well, at the time, I had not seen the walk-ons review. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, they want to kick it with Dev. Like, they want to do something together. That's awesome. Yeah, here you go. And there's Dev's number.
So, so it's kind of hanging in the balance, and we're like, oh, my God, how's this going to go? Is this going to be like a defensive angry thing? Like, what's going to happen? So Brandon gets your number, and what happens next?
Oh, man, dude, this is how you know a winner, dude. I mean, it's just certain people in business, bro, like they got winning mentality. You could tell this dude been hanging out with Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing he says, he goes, man, because I said first, I go, man, it pained me to have to do that, bro. Like, I come from being in Baton Rouge 2010 to 2014. I loved the place, and it pained me to do it. He goes, bro, I'm so glad you did it. That's a winner, bro.
Wow. Yeah. Not being defensive, being willing and open to engage with actual critique and be like, you know what? Maybe there's some truth there. I mean, I feel that I 100% agree, but maybe there's something there. And it's a great example, guys, of why, when keeping it real goes right. Like, you
Right.
can't
And I
be a
think-
critic if you're not willing to actually critique.
Yeah, and then look, I see a comment like LSU fan, walk-ons is horrible. What does this guy expect? Look, brother, everybody got to see me. That's the segment. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. I don't care if you got a bowling alley. I was at the casino a few days ago. You know, it's everybody got to see me. That's the segment.
Yeah.
So it's and it's random. Nobody gets told ahead of time. You know, I'm gonna come in there and it's 11:30, and if your place is empty, your place is empty, dude.
And so what okay, so Brandon immediately says, I'm so glad that you said that. Then next thing you know, I see a video and you're FaceTiming with Drew Brees. And you are cheesing. I mean, as happy as I have ever seen you. You can probably pull up the video, Taylor, without sound. We don't need the sound, but as happy as I've ever seen
the
you.
iPhone 1, bro. I mean, just defending them religiously, too. Like, I'm very aggressive with the defense of Drew Brees. So, I got to say, man, I deserve that, dude, because I've literally been in so many conversations about it. I mean, it's almost like every week, you know?
Is this, of everything you've done, you've had Larry Nansen spread quarters, you went on Raw Room. I'm just trying to think about some of the cool things. You have a beer named after you.
It's up there with the float. It's right there
Oh,
with
yeah, the float. Yeah, you got an entire Mardi Gras float. So Breeze is right there with the float at the top of the list.
Yeah, the hand-built float. Yeah, it's right there. And yeah, dude, it was cool. Like walk-ons, crisis management, flawless. You know, I mean, you wanna handle a crisis, bro? Get me in there. Eat some fresh walk-ons food done right while Brandon Landry's there, and then put me on FaceTime with Drew Brees, bro. We got a deal.
Do we need to work on Drew Brees' Boudin pronunciation?
We might.
You heard that? If he's going to come after your golf swing, Dev, and we're keeping it real, Drew could, not Boudin.
I bet Deb was the meme where the kids just in the classroom, like wanting to say something.
Yeah,
the veins are popping.
Where the veins popping out of his head like he's in a hot
I know
dog
as soon
eating
as
contest.
Dev heard that, he wanted to, but he's like, you know what? This is Drew Brees. I'm going to let that slide.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, everything can slide. The Boudin, everything can slide. You know? And look, the first thing I'm thinking of, damn, he went right after my golf swing. This has legs. So what am I doing? I'm going to Edwin Watts. I'm going to get the used clubs, and every swing I take, I'm dedicating to Drew Brees. So let's go.
You really are. I mean, you continue to make it, Dev. You know you're making it when all of a sudden you're working on your golf swing. I was going to say, though, dude, a bold choice, even though you had some pretty consistent results, but a bold choice to put the swing on the internet. As many swings as you did.
Yeah, after Katrina, we had to evacuate to Batesville, Arkansas. So I was on a course at my cousin's house for like a year. So I definitely got some experience. You can just tell that I've been – it's almost like I'm an old bike that's been sitting in the shed. You know, I'm just it's going to take a little while.
We just need to lube up your chain a little bit. You just got a little bit of rusty chain.
Sure, yeah, lube up the chain.
Which I actually need to do, but I lost my bike lube. So Dev, are you allowed to speak on what the plans are yet?
As far as what?
As far as walk-ons, helping to rectify the problem.
I mean, dude, I'm always down to help. Anything I care about, I'm down to help. So, this was just, I guess, you got to meet people and network. And I love walk-ons. I was so overwhelmed with how mediocre it was on Poitras that one day. It just is what it is.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what you want me to do? Walk out after talking to Drew Brees and Brandon Landry, be like, all right, well, shit on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we could do something. I just don't know what it is yet.
Okay. Well, I'm interested to see from afar what ends up being. Dev, what else been going on in spread quarters, man? What's been piquing your interest?
I mean, really not a lot of sports going on ever since LSU got outed. So it's just like a lot of UFC stuff, the Conor McGregor thing in and out. Like they saying that's probably got a chance of falling through now. I know that Jake Paul's fighting Mike Perry, which I love that because Mike Perry's a dog and he probably will. I don't know. It's boxing now. So he's a bad knuckle boxer.
Wait, is Logan Paul's fighting Mike?
No, Jake Paul's fighting Mike Perry, dude. Mike Perry's a crazy dude. Maybe one of the craziest dudes on the planet.
Wait, I thought Jake Paul was fighting Mike Tyson. Am I getting my Paul brothers confused?
No, Mike Tyson had to drop out. He had an ulcer.
Oh, what? I missed all of this.
Yeah, for November, I believe.
in November.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I missed all this. That's why I sounded so confused right now.
Yeah, I watched them. And then another thing I did is I watched that movie, dude, on Netflix, Under Paris, the shark movie. Bro.
Under Paris?
Yeah, it's
dude,
on Netflix right now. Yeah.
We got to do something. I mean, seriously, bro. Like, I feel bad being an American logging into Netflix, dude. They will not make the words match up with the mouse, dude. What are we doing, bro?
Is the movie in French?
Of course, yeah.
And are you watching subtitles or are you watching English dubs?
You got to watch the English dub.
No, you see, I mean, Dev, I can't help you if you're going to do stupid stuff like that. Like, if you're going to watch it dubbed in another language, of course it's not going to match the mouse. What are we talking about?
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, why can't we get the movies where they just match the mouse?
Because it's in a different language and you're having a second actor record the voice lines.
Okay, well, there's a blatant drop-off in, I'm just being honest, there's a blatant drop-off in American acting and French acting, bro. It just is.
I mean, well, but that's the problem. That's the inherent problem with dubs. You're asking someone to do a physical performance in which they're fully in the scene, they're acting, they're speaking, and then you're telling an American voice actor that probably is not that well paid, hey, go speak over these lines. It's a bit different in animation where, you know, like either way, the person's not acting it out like physically on camera. I think it would be so impossibly hard to convey the emotions and everything else that you need when you're watching somebody else's performances and just having to put your own voice acting over it.
Dude, I remember a time in history where the only time you even saw a movie dubbed or like the mouth not adding up to the language was Bruce Lee movies. Dude.
Yeah, any old kung fu movie.
Yeah, now it's, dude, I'm serious, bro. If I log on to Netflix, I feel bad.
Dev, I would say the part I agree with you is it's not going to match up, but at least have a voice that sounds like it's coming out of the body that we're looking at. Like, that's what bothers me is, like, there's no way that person sounds like that.
Right. I mean, then what are we doing watching dubs, guys? What are we doing watching dubs? You're going to ruin the quality of a movie watching dubs. Watch it
They
subbed.
say it's the #1 movie in the world. So what are you supposed to do?
Put the subtitles on. Read.
Yeah, but if you're reading, how are you watching the movie?
Look, I agree with you. I hate subtitles on a visually spectacular movie, okay? But if it comes down to dubs or subs, I will always be subs. Always. I feel passionately about this.
I'm just not going to be either.
I feel like if you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Well, I'm paying for a stupid game and $20 a month to get on Netflix, and they tell me the #1 movie is this garbage shark movie that I watched. I wasted my time. The main actor, I don't care what language they speak. The main actor, she barely talked. All she did, like a huge problem. There's a shark in Paris in the water, and guess what she does the whole movie? She just stares.
Wait,
she don't even say that.
There's a shark in like the river, like in Paris, like is it the Seine?
Yeah,
that runs through Paris.
They've been like tracking this shark, and somehow it got to the freshwater in Paris, and she had a tag on it. She's the only one that had the iPad to track it. But you know, she don't solve no problem. She just stares at everybody.
What is are people swimming in those Parisian waters? Like, what's the problem with the shark being in there?
Exactly. Good question. So it's a triathlon or whatever when they swimming. And yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, you have to force the people in the water somewhere. To my knowledge, I don't think those are big swimming spots, but maybe so.
Yeah, and how dumb is that? The mayor's like, yeah, let's do the race. And it's like, yeah, there's a shark. Of course, this shark, shark took out like 30 bodies, bro.
Sharks are hot right now, dude. Sharks are super hot right now. A lot of shark taxi going on in Florida. We got great whites in the Gulf. We got sharks in Paris. Again, I would also say, Dev, maybe even a bigger mistake than going dubs over subs is trusting in the Netflix top 10 algorithm. Nothing has made me doubt the efficacy of general democracy more than the Netflix top 10.
Are you saying they can just put whatever they want in there?
Well, I'm saying two things. First off, how do they actually arrive at what's top 10? A lot of people question that. But if it is objectively what the most people are watching, I think people are dumb as hell. Because everything in the top 10 like normally sucks, in my opinion. Every now and
Well, I
then
mean,
you're running
you gotta
something
think,
good.
sometimes it's right though. Like when the roast of Tom Brady came out, guess what was the number one? It was the roast of Tom Brady.
Okay,
right?
that was
So
pretty
it's
good,
like,
to be fair. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, how are you going to tell me that this Paris shark movie that don't even you can't even understand it, you know? And that's the number one movie. All right.
What kind of shark is it?
It's a I don't know. It's a special shark. They found out it's one that they've never seen before.
Oh.
But you know, they on Facebook comparing
kind of
it to
intrigued.
Jaws, just to show you how bad off Facebook is. They comparing it to Jaws.
What? Maybe
Yeah,
one of the greatest creature features ever made in history. A movie that made the genius move of, because the animatronic didn't work, they figured out, hey, let's just not show the monster, except for like when we absolutely have to. And it creates one of the most tense, best horror movies of all time. A movie that led to great white shark populations being decimated. Get the hell up out of here.
Dude, look, this guy in the chat, UVC radiation. Why are humans starting to look transparent in general? What humans is he looking at?
Probably me, because I'm so pale. But UVC radiation always hops in around hour 3. And that dude's out there. I don't know what the hell he's ever talking about. Yeah, dude. All right, Deb. Well, hey, huge congrats on Breeze, Brandon, walk-ons, the whole deal.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
One last thing I wanted to mention about walk-on.
Go ahead.
Brandon wanted me to get this message out. The imported shrimp, because everybody's got a problem with the imported shrimp.
Yeah, a lot of people have a problem with it.
They from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, dude. It's the same Gulf. That's what he told me. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. You know, not Louisiana shrimp, but still, you know.
Shout out
Gulf
to
shrimp.
Dick Dixon,
Gulf shrimp.
Ocean Springs.
Shout out Ocean Springs.
Well, yeah, that's an hour away. I mean, it's not that bad, I guess.
There you go. Deb Stone, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. Oh, wait. Deb, so you're telling me you don't have an opinion on Joey Chestnut being banned from the hot dog eating contest?
I think it's the worst thing that could have happened to hot dogs. I mean, we're living in a world right now where people are throwing hot dogs, you know, under the car every day. I mean, somebody says a bad thing about a hot dog every day to me, and I'm like, yo, I love hot dogs. So this was a big hit for hot dogs.
Yep.
Who would have thought that such a low price product would do this over some money, dude?
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your guy, Joey Chestnut, bro. Now I do think this is a chance for Kobayashi to slide in.
Who's been banned, right? Kobayashi's been banned for years now at this point.
Yeah, I don't remember what the ban was for.
I don't
but
remember
I mean,
either. I remember him showing up very dramatically to that one Nathan's and having to be escorted by security.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. But
did you watch
he was
The
allowed-
True Life? I'm a Competitive Eater back in the day on
I
MTV.
think I did. It's just been a while. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It was about him and Chestnut, right?
Yeah. Young Joey Chestnut, and that's when Kobayashi was the man and Chestnut was chasing him.
I mean, Kobayashi definitely had a run, dude. It should not be forgotten.
No, but it is because of
But it is.
Chestnut, and now he doesn't
It is.
exist anymore. Crazy.
There it is. Money.
Craig Ranger says he's heading to Wiener Schnitzel right now. Hell yeah, Craig, enjoy yourself.
Boy, Craig, when you see, I know you've seen Craig before. He's the most Wiener Schnitzel looking dude you ever seen in your life.
That is very accurate. We love Craig here.
I think those
our
are
resident
turkey dogs
chat
at Wiener
chef.
Schnitzel.
For real?
I think so.
Not beef?
I think they're turkey dogs.
What?
I think so.
That's freaking crazy, dude. Oh my
Yeah, you
god.
gotta evolve. You gotta evolve.
Yeah, Eater X was also on True Life. That's right. All right, when we get back, Dev, thank you so much. Hold the Mayo. Go follow him at Snow Like John on Twitter, and he's blowing up on Instagram as well. Hold the Mayo. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's up, y'all? Hey, listen up, guys. I want to talk to you about, I want to talk to you about Trash Rangers, because of course I do. And if you are a business and you need your waste management needs taken care of, like somebody who gives a damn, but somebody's going to go the extra mile for you, well, they have some excellent front load dumpsters to provide reliably dumping schedules arranged around your schedule. So if you need your garbage taken care of 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, even 6 times a week, they understand the different businesses have different needs and they are there to help. So call Trash Rangers today, 225-363-9053, 363-9053, and let them help you out. They are your #1 trash solution.
Yeah, look, if you own a business or if you're doing a remodel at your home here in Baton Rouge, in the Baton Rouge area, this is the place to call. They can have that roll-off dumpster at your home, at your business to help you out. Go give them a call, 363-9053.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Tigers get a power bat out of the transfer portal. We'll tell you about them. And another day of Saints minicamp. We'll have the latest. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Lipstick letter across the mirror.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You ran away with my heart. I can't believe my eyes. Must be a
happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Rolling right along. Do want to remind you about the MMR group, MMRGRP.com, MMRGRP.com. If you want to join the nation's largest privately owned electrical and instrumentation contractor, it's right here, headquartered in Baton Rouge, but with offices all over the globe. And let's say, T-Bob, I want somewhere with a dynamic culture without saying any benefits. Oh, well, guess what? That's MMR. And we have a variety of positions available over there at MMR. So if you're like a student and you're seeking internship, okay, what classes do I need to take? They can help you out with all of that. If you've already started down this career path and you're just beginning, or you're already a seasoned vet, seasoned pro, again, variety of positions, a lot of different entry points. And as you're going to see, you're going to love working there. Like I said, great culture, incredible benefits, potentially send you on adventures like all around the globe, really cool projects. That's the MMR group, mmrgrp.com. Apply now, mmrgrp.com. Taylor, give me a quick Tay.
All right, you're going to not like this one because it's a little dark, T-Bob.
Classic.
We're starting with a curse. And that curse is a Madden curse.
Oh, okay.
Christian McCaffrey might be next up. He got named the Madden cover athlete yesterday. Screws with my fantasy football.
I was going to say, how does this affect your fantasy?
Oh, I'm taking him.
You're still taking him.
No, I'm not taking him.
Oh, you're not taking him.
But I wanted to look back at Madden covers over the years to see if the athletes are really cursed.
Yeah.
In 2001, Eddie George was on the cover. The season before he got on the cover, 1,500 yards. The season after, lost a career-high number of fumbles.
Damn.
Coughed up the ball in the Titans' season-ending playoff game and never averaged more than 3.4 yards per carry for the rest of his career.
What?
After being on the Madden curse.
Damn.
You go to 02. Donovan McNabb, 33 touchdowns, 11-5. He's on the 02 Madden cover. What does he do? He gets injured, misses 6 games, fumbles 16 times, 14 touchdowns to just 13 picks.
Wow.
Marshall Faulk, same. He had 5 straight 1,000 yards. He's on the cover in 03. He missed half the seasons, and he never topped 1,000 yards again for the rest of his career after being put on the Madden cover in 03. Michael Vick, he was on the cover in 04. After that, fractured fibula less than a week after the game's release.
Remember that.
Sidelined him in all but 5 games, 4 years later, in jail. You're sensing a pattern, right?
Probably deserved, not the jail. Well, yeah, the jail part, I guess, was deserved as well. But probably deserved for Vic to suffer a little bit, considering that he kind of broke video games with his physical skill set. Michael Vick, Madden 04, is one of the most OP video game characters ever made.
The curse might be broken, though. I wanted to go look at the last 5. So in 2020, it was Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, he's doing fine.
He's been fine since then. 2021 was Lamar. He's fresh off his first MVP season. He's since got another MVP this past year.
True.
He's not cursed. In 2022, it was the GOAT edition. It was Tom Brady with the Bucs and Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady went on to win the Super Bowl that year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Now, in 2023, it was John Madden because he had passed away. So that one's a wash.
Rip.
Last year, it was Josh Allen. Now, he had a lot of turnovers, but 40-plus total touchdowns for a 4th straight year. So the Madden curse might be broke because if you look at it, 14 of the 24 athletes from 2000 to 2024, that's 58%, have been cursed. But in the last 10 years...
Yeah, Peyton Hillis almost drowned.
Yeah, in the last 10 years... just 2 of the last 10 athletes have been cursed.
Okay. So you are going to draft CMC then?
I think so. I might take him because their Madden curse may be no more.
CMC is back on the table. And we'll be back with Ask the Bench next.
I'm going to be honest. When you said Donovan McNabb, I was down a rabbit hole and didn't hear anything else you said.
That's some good early some early aughts football right there. More OTB closing on the show next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah, I probably agree with Eric here. Taylor just jinxed the hell out of CMC. Yeah, he's done.
I just reported the numbers.
Sell your CMC stock now. And sell it to Coleman Roof. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't find the segue. What I can find is where you need to go. If you need any size roofing project, commercial or residential. If you have a project that needs to be done anywhere in the state or really the entire Gulf South region, maybe like some shark stuff, shark roofs, they do it because they're complete, the most reliable, and the most respected roofing company in the state. And so again, it's Coleman Roofing and Construction, right? You go to colemanroof.com if you want to start to explore some of the testimonials and look what they can offer you. But it's Coleman Roofing and Construction because let's say during some of these most recent storms, you had like a leak in your roof. All of a sudden, you got a water damage on the inside. Well, guess what? They'll rebuild the interior and fix the roof. So again, the most complete, the most reliable, the most respected roofing company in the state. You want Coleman Roof, Coleman Roofing and Construction.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years.
Hanniger, join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch. We are at Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Wes Reynolds from VEASAN previews the U.S. Open. Scott Rabelais is with us, and professional sports handicapper Randy McKay. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Wednesday from Snow's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, yo? Welcome back. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kerslat, Vizzy Art Tilter, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Favorite kind of popsicle? Right now, it's a My High Freezy Pop, to be fair. Traditionally, I don't know. I've never been like a massive pops. I guess it would always be a Freezy Pop if I'm being like, just thinking about it, if I'm being honest. I love a good Freezy Pop.
Yeah, I eat ice cream more than popsicles. I don't eat a ton of popsicles.
I'm not a popsicle person. I don't like the wood.
I like an.
Hey now.
I like an orange creamsicle. Is that a popsicle or is that ice cream?
That's on me for saying.
Is it on a stick or is it in a bowl? Stick. It's a popsicle.
Or is it a creamsicle? I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. Does a popsicle have to be phallic?
Okay, like is a fudge-sicle a popsicle? Because I think
I would not consider a fudge-sicle a popsicle.
That feels like ice cream to me.
I would, but if that, I would actually probably go fudge-sicle as my favorite if that's the case. But then if a fudge-sicle's a popsicle, is a Dove Bar a popsicle?
Yeah, it's on a stick.
Yeah, but that's definitely ice cream with a chocolate candy coating. We're gonna have to do more research. Ask the Bench. It's National Red Rose Day. What's your favorite flower? I like laburnums. No, I don't know. I don't know anything about flowers.
Yeah, roses are cool.
You still want me?
Blue bonnets.
Orchid.
Ask the bench. Orchids are cool. Yeah, pretty sexy too. Orchid is.
Tulips.
I would set place.
Taylor loves lilies.
That place.
Oh, yeah, lilies, obviously.
I thought you were going to say Taylor loves tulips. Ask the bench, do you spend a good portion of your day worrying about what internet strangers eat and where they buy it?
It's a weird question.
Yeah. I feel like you're like trying to get something off. You're trying to attack something.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't spend a good portion of my day, but I do appreciate a good food critic.
He's probably talking about the Keith Lee thing.
Yeah, I don't get it though.
I guess.
Ask the bench, favorite brand of flip-flops?
Havaianas.
Oh, I used to love some Havaianas.
Yeah.
Rainbows.
Old Navy.
Old
for
Navy,
$5.
yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Y'all have a great day. We love you. See you tomorrow. More debate.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. The G Team. That's right. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is there for you when you need them. You can go to getgordon.com. You can free out your free consult form right there. They'll get in touch with you immediately. You can live chat with people online, or you can just call them up after you get in an accident and get somebody who's going to protect you and make sure you get what you deserve, because they're going to stand up to the big insurance company. And look, there's a ton of satisfied customers that you can go check out. Also, follow them on social media at Get Gordon, where you'll see a lot of content with your favorite athletes, right? Members of said G Team. One of the main forces behind the rise in this recent spat of LSU success. It's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney.
GetGordon.com is the website where you can do it all. Ask a question, find past cases, clients, and their testimonials as well. You can get things scheduled on the website, GetGordon.com. Your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play. With